This is the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. 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 This is the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
Are aggressive. They don't steal many bases, but they do go first to third. They go first to home, second to home. Joey Cora is an aggressive third base coach, so they're gonna put pressure on the defense, and we got to be able to, we got to start playing better defense here.
You get a second shot this year at Charlie Morton too. You saw him in Baltimore. He pitched pretty well, and the Tigers went out and brought him in here. And we always say that the curveball is coming with Charlie Morton, but what else is there to kind of identify when you're putting together a game plan against him?
Yeah, I mean, look, we're familiar with him. Last year with the Braves, this year we faced him early when he was with Baltimore. We know the breaking ball, the curveball's there, and he's been using it a lot more since he's gotten to with the Tigers. Obviously, the cutter, the sinker's in play, but the curveball is the main pitch. We got to get him in the strike zone. We know he can get erratic at times. We control the strike zone. We're going to be in a good spot.
Sean Manaea makes a start today, and of course the story for him too is second time through the order, fourth inning, fifth inning, kind of hits that wall, but he's almost elite every time he begins a game. What have you made of Sean's comeback from injury this year?
Yeah, I mean, that's you're exactly right. We've seen him the first time, second time, and there's a lot of swing and miss, there's a lot of strikeouts, but then it seems like he hits a wall, by the time he gets to the third time through the lineup. So not sure if he's physically, mentally. The good thing is early on in games, we've seen the good version of Sean. Now we need him to go deep in games. So he's in a good spot physically. He's in a good spot mentally. And, looking forward for today's start.
Roster expansion today, first day of September, last, of course, month of the regular season. You have Justin Hageman here. You have Luis Angel Acuna here. How much does that help you make some moves here during these games when you have two extra guys?
Yeah, look, he helps. Adding Acuna, his versatility, his speed. There's a lot of different ways that I could be a little bit more aggressive when I'm making in-move decisions. And then with Haggy, same thing, a guy that is been up and down, and he's going to provide length. We got, our bullpen arms yesterday with Waddell saving pretty much everyone. They're kind of fresh, but adding a guy that can give us 75 to 80 pitches always helps too.
As I said, September 1st, how you feeling? Last push here before the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, new month, coming off after, a tough month of August. I like where the offense is at. We just got to get the pitching and our defense, on the right place. And we will. We're here in September. We're in a decent spot, and we just got to continue to play well.
All right, Carlos, thank you.
Yep, you got it.
That was Mets manager Carlos Mendoza along with Keith Radd on today's Manager Show, presented by Invesco QQQ, the official ETF of the New York Mets. Later on in the show, we'll hear from Jay Payton ahead of the Mets alumni game on the leadoff spot. We will head back to 1975 on this date in Mets history. Plus, we'll check out some scores from around the league. That's all coming up next when we return to Detroit on the Odyssey Mets pregame show. But first, let's check traffic.
And good afternoon, Mets fans. It's Andre Ferro with your Mets pregame traffic report, brought to you by the Rothenberg Law Firm. Go to injurylawyer.com. Inbound George Washington Bridge, 20 minutes, 25 on the outbound side. Lincoln Tunnel looks good round trip. The Holland's going to cost you at least 25 inbound. We have delays hovering around the westbound Grand Central Parkway heading up towards the U.S. Open as you pass Jewel Avenue and heading up towards Northern Boulevard. Bigger delays on the southbound Cross Island Parkway heading down towards the Northern Boulevard area as well. Northbound 95 in the Bronx, busy by Country Club Road. A good ride across the Whitestone, Frogneck, and Triborough. Southbound delays on the Harlem River Drive passing the Triborough. And that's a look at your Mets traffic. Andre Ferro, let's go Mets.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
In life, a curveball can be thrown at any moment, and you need a team that knows how to hit it out of the park. The Rothenberg Law Firm has been crushing curveballs, sliders, and fastballs for more than 50 years. We're a team of personal injury lawyers with billions recovered for our clients, because every setback deserves a major comeback. The Rothenberg Law Firm, 1-800-624-8888, or visit injurylawyer.com.
Lawyer for injured ones, injurylawyer.com.
What separates you from world-class joint surgery isn't a bridge or a tunnel. You don't have to travel far to get the best treatment. At RWJ Barnabas Health, you can stay in New Jersey, close to home, and be treated by the same doctors who treat professional athletes and who designed the surgical implants that are now used around the world. Orthopedic care. Do it right. Here. RWJ Barnabas Health. Learn more at rwjbh.org/ortho.
Now is the perfect time to get a Peerless Boarder. Don't wait. Go to peerlessboarders.com for more information and an installer near you.
Today the world smiles at
Celebra tú también con Betcris.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I roll in that grass for days. Bet he gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
It's a five-man umpiring crew here today in this young superstar.
And did their feet get tangled up? Yes, so Hoppy Tritt, they got their feet tangled up before the ball came down.
That goes helicoptering into the net. It's prime time.
And that ball is off the ladder. It's actually off the ladder. You never see that.
A little tumble behind the mound. Hat fell off. That was awesome. I mean, you just don't see that.
I was so inspired by what you were making that I want to do my own all-star ballpark bite, but I'm thinking we take some of that brisket that you make, and I'm going to do like a little slider. Got the pepper jack cheese, some American, get it going with some of the barbecue sauce that you have, that spicy, delicious one, and then caramelized onions. Make like a little sandwich. We cool?
Sound like a plan.
I think we did good.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chef.
A little bit later on this afternoon in Milwaukee, Taijuan Walker against Jacob Mizorowski. Those are the scheduled starters. The Reds did pick up a game on the Mets yesterday to move to within 4 in the wild card standings. But Cincinnati gets a tough task over the next 3 as well. The American League East leading Blue Jays visit Great American Ballpark for 3. Chris Bassett and Hunter Greene take the mound today. Take another break here on the Odyssey Mets pregame show. On the other side, we'll continue to preview the upcoming alumni game coming up on September 13th, and we'll chat with Jay Payton. That's next when we return to Queens on Odyssey Mets Radio.
Hey everyone, Boomer Esiason here. You know, in the game of life, just like on the field, slow gets you nowhere. The same is true of your internet. Fast, reliable internet service is a must with work from home, video calls, and let's face it, there is nothing worse than a frozen screen in the middle of a big game. Don't take slow for an answer today. Switch to Optimum Fiber just like I did. It is the fastest, most reliable fiber internet in the tri-state. Switch now and get a 5-year price lock. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com for details. Terms apply.
When you're ready to replace windows in your home with Marvin Windows and Doors, the team at Riverhead Building Supply can help.
We know that the installation process can seem scary, but we'll put your mind at ease as we guide you through each step from selecting your new Marvin Windows and Doors to installing them in your home.
To learn more about Marvin Windows and our installation services, visit a Riverhead Building Supply location or rbscorp.com.
In today's evolving market, shaped by private equity and mega mergers, choosing the right accounting firm is more crucial than ever. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we take the time to understand your unique circumstances to develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a winning game plan, let Anshin deliver value where others can't. Visit anchin.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
The deals are always amazing at Route 4 Paramus Hyundai. 4 is always less with home run savings on our entire lineup, including the 2025 Hyundai Palisade SEL Premium, now just $329 a month. Plus, catch available no money down on every vehicle, all with America's best warranty, the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty and owner's assurance.
4 is always less for Ford Paramus.
Only at Route 4 Paramus Hyundai or ParamusHyundai.com. 5869 due at signing. Available with approved credit. See dealer for details.
The future isn't scary. Not realizing its potential, however, could be. Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors, Inc.
Welcome back to the Odyssey Mets pregame show ahead of Game 1. Mets and Tigers coming up on this Labor Day Monday with the pitching matchup. Charlie Morton against Sean Manaea. Those are the two guys getting warmed up. Brought to you by Total Ortho Express, the experts at getting you back to being you. Visit TotalOrthoSportsMed.com. It's time for the leadoff spot, brought to you by Laborers Local 731. Feel the power. Over the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about the upcoming alumni game at Citi Field on September 13th, a 3-inning affair prior to the 4:10 first pitch against the Texas Rangers, and I had a chance to chat with Jay Payton about the upcoming alumni game and his level of excitement returning to Citi Field.
Really just seeing a bunch of the old fellas more than anything. Like we don't really get a chance to get together. Everybody lives all over the country. So last time I went back a couple years ago for this thing, like I saw a couple guys that I hadn't seen in so long, and it took me a second to even register who they were. Everybody changes so much. So yeah, just getting back and seeing the fellas and linking back up with some guys.
Have you taken a couple of days, tried to get in baseball shape, swung the bat, thrown the ball at all?
Well, it's funny. Like about 3.5 weeks ago, I hurt my back. Like I got back issues and could barely walk. And I'm doing.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries, and I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
Here we are, Arlington, Texas. This is the Graham Slam Burger. So 2 patties, brisket, caramelized onion, American cheese, ranch aioli, or ranch mayo, if you will.
Oh yeah, we're in Texas.
Yeah.
It's something that you definitely want to take a picture of and just put on the gram. I took a bite of it, but it still looks dope.
It's a burger that looks great, but also delicious.
I just think it's great. I remember at the time it was very controversial whether we should start back up playing or whatnot. After the fact, it was probably the absolute best thing we could have did. It really brought the city together. Winning the game the way we did with Big Mike hitting the big home run late in the game and everything. So I think there'll probably be a lot of tears on that.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I roll in that grass for days. Betty gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house.
7:31, feel the power. Once again, that alumni game, September 13th, 3-inning game prior to the 4:10 first pitch against the Texas Rangers. More to come on the Mets pregame show right after this on Odyssey Mets Radio.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Capted Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
A hotel might offer a bar, a resort, a spa. But if you want it all, dining, pools, gaming, clubs, shows, it takes more than the boardwalk. It takes a village. It takes a Borgata, where the best meals meet the hottest tables, where one pool leads to the next. Room service, bottle service, every service. It takes nothing short of a village to make your stay. So we built one. Visit theborgata.com to learn more. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
By now, you should know I can't get my game day started without my mug of my favorite Bigelow tea. For me, it's that smooth Bigelow green tea that tastes great and keeps my voice in peak condition, especially in extra innings. And I definitely need the English tea time for that day game after a night game. No matter how hectic your day gets, grab your favorite Bigelow tea and take a moment just for you. Join the millions of Mets fans that make Bigelow #1 in New York. Bigelow tea, the official tea of Odyssey Mets Radio.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
Hey everyone, Boomer here. How long have I been talking about the Chef IQ Sense wireless thermometer? You know how much I love it, but check out what one of our listeners says. It's phenomenal. You want to make a brisket, you look at your phone, and your mouth starts watering when you've got 20 minutes left. Phenomenal. The Chef IQ Sense is the wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat. Whether cooking on a stovetop, oven, or grill, the app will alert you when everything's done. Order the newly released 3rd generation Chef IQ Sense now at chefiq.com.
Welcome back to the Odyssey Mets pregame show. Just about 20 minutes away from first pitch between the Mets and the Detroit Tigers. Time for our Keys to the Game, brought to you by Key Food. Look for all your favorite products at your local Key Food, and their family of supermarkets. And it's key that Sean Manaea has sustained success. We've seen how good Sean can be first time through the order. Borderline unhittable, but he just runs into a wall in those middle innings, second and third time through, so it is key that the Mets get sustained success from the left-hander. A reminder, for every strikeout by Mets pitchers this season, Odyssey Mets Radio will donate $25 to Cars for Kids charity. We are donating. You can, too. Donate your car, boat, or real estate at carsforkids.com today. One final break. We'll wrap up the pregame show on the other side. This is Odyssey Mets Radio.
Beats.
En Little Caesars tu pizza está lista. Llegas, te la damos y listo. Solo en Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
Well, this is a World Series card. Everybody said, what's it going to be to pitch against Sandy Koufax, who's a dominant pitcher? I said, I hope I don't embarrass myself. And I didn't. Pitched my first shutout ever. We won 6-0, and my parents were there. My mom was afraid of heights, so she was in the upper deck. She had to come down and trade seats with somebody so that she could actually watch her 20-year-old son pitch a shutout in the World Series.
Well, when we moved downtown San Diego from Qualcomm to Petco Ballpark, new uniforms were on the way, and this is the Padre home white. This jersey is from 2007, which was a career year for myself, winning a Cy Young. There's some different memories that stand out. One in this uniform against the Braves, where I struck out a Padre record 16, wearing this jersey, trying to make the Padre and the Friar faithful proud.
What else is going to happen today? Henderson's bat goes flying into the stands on a strikeout.
And that's not good right there.
See Andy looking at it like, hey, not supposed to be doing that.
That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
While everyone is listening to the ball game on the Mets radio network, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, ELEC, is hard at work rebuilding our infrastructure. Whether it's transportation, water, or energy products, ELEC and the operating engineers 825 are ready to get to work building our bounce back.
New York, you never fail to amaze us. Con Edison provides the power, but you make it powerful. We're modernizing the grid, providing incentives for energy efficiency upgrades, and helping grow the green workforce. That's energy for every day. Con Edison.
Welcome back as we wrap up the Odyssey Mets pregame show. Our player to bank on is brought to you by California Cryo Bank. Build your family with the #1 sperm bank in the world. Today we bank on Mark Vientos, who has very good numbers against Charlie Morton in his career and is coming off a terrific month of August. 278 with 8 home runs and 22 RBIs. One of the handful of Mets who had a great month of August offensively. That'll do it for the Mets pregame show. On the other side, Keith Rad joins us for lineups and first pitch between the Mets and Tigers. Enjoy the ballgame, folks. This is Odyssey Mets Radio.
This has been the Odyssey Mets pregame show, brought to you by Spectrum. Get fast and reliable speeds on the network that moves with you. Spectrum, RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together. Visit rwjbh.org. Margaret Tietz Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. Roto-Rooter. Leave plumbing to the pros at Roto-Rooter. Route 4 Hyundai in Paramus, New Jersey. Invesco QQQ, the official ETF of the New York Mets. Invesco Distributors, Inc. Westbury Toyota, #1 in the tri-state and proud broadcast sponsor of Odyssey Mets Radio. Peerless Boilers. Visit peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. And by ELEC 825, building our future. This is Odyssey Mets Radio.
In baseball, changing the game begins with rethinking it. Like how players work on their game, with motion tracking, bat sensors, biometric data, and more. The same innovative thinking that changes the game could change your portfolio. Invesco QQQ gives you access to the innovators who are rethinking the world. Invesco QQQ, the official ETF of the New York Mets. Let's rethink possibility. There are risks when investing in ETFs, including possible loss of money. ETFs risks are similar to those of stocks. Investments in the tech sector are subject to greater risk and more volatility than more diversified investments. Consider the fund's objectives, risk charges, and expenses before investing. Visit Invesco.com for prospectus with this information. Read carefully before investing. Invesco is not affiliated with New York Mets. Invesco Distributors, Inc.
Hey, baseball fans, it's game time. Gear up for the season with Key Food and their family of supermarkets.
your one-stop shop for all your game day essentials. Whether you're grilling up hot dogs or snacking on peanuts and popcorn, Key Food has you covered with a selection that never strikes out. Plus, as proud sponsors of Odyssey Mets Radio, Key Food and their family of supermarkets brings every thrilling moment straight to you. Key Food. The difference is key.
When it comes to home heating oil, Sloman's delivers more than just quality fuel. They deliver peace of mind. Call Sloman's today at 866-GET-HEAT or visit oil.slomans.com.
This Odyssey Sports broadcast is brought to you by Geico. Switch and save. Get more with Geico.
It's 2025. New York Mets baseball on Odyssey Mets Radio.
Swung on, hit high in the air to deep left.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd roll in that grass for days. Bet he gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
This is called a Crawford dog. Hamburger bun.
Yes.
2 split top Angus beef hot dogs griddled on those.
Pat McCarthy. My name is Keith Rad. Welcome to September, the final month of the regular season, including today. 25 games left to play before playoff time. Now the Mets, of course, right now have wild card 3. They are 4 games ahead of Cincinnati. The wild card, the Mets had the last wild card. Cincinnati is the first team out.
Shield of Michigan, we understand increasing health insurance costs are becoming more of a strain on the budgets of the businesses and people we serve. Affordability matters. It affects real families, real decisions, and real care. That's why at Blue Cross we're dedicated to finding solutions. To learn about this critical issue and our efforts to make healthcare affordable for all, visit mibluedaily.com/affordability today.
Mornings are tough. At Bigby, we know our coffee and other delicious drinks are a great way to get ready to face the day. But you're listening to the radio, and we can't serve coffee on the radio, but we can serve affirmations. That PowerPoint won't know what hit it. Great lane change. Oh, look at that fit. Feeling great yet? Come visit Bigby, and we'll make it even better with a signature latte. Bigby makes it better.
Man, this Ford Escape is sweet. Smooth ride, killer tech. It's like driving a game winner.
See, that's because I got it from my local Ford dealer. Deal of the season, kid.
Seriously? Yeah. How'd you pull that off?
Well, simple. Next time you're there, look them in the eye and say, Big Al sent you.
What do I get, the Big Al discount or something?
Better than that, you get treated like a legend.
Well then, mind if we swing by our neighborhood Michigan Ford dealer right now?
Now you're talking. Let's go!
The playoff push is on, and you can find all the action at ESPN Bet, the sportsbook for sports fans. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And as an official sports betting partner of your Detroit Tigers, you'll always find special team promos in the app. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 bet. Download the ESPN Bet app to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Now, back to the Metro Detroit Buick GMC Dealers broadcast booth at Comerica Park. From the field, brought to you by Meijer, official partner of the Detroit Tigers.
Tigers fans, welcome into today's From the Field Report. I'm Carol Wolfbauer, and we're having a get-to-know Troy Melton day. Troy, how you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Happy to have you. Just talking first, we talked a few minutes ago. You originally did not start out
It's a 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball, changeup, and that big curveball.
The 1-1 is taken inside, 2 balls into strike.
Charlie will flash that cutter occasionally in there as well, but he does such a great job of manipulating the different shapes and breaks on especially that curveball. He can peel a few miles an hour off, add a few when he needs to as well.
2-1 is wide, takes the count to 3-1. Lindor, a dangerous hitter at the top of this Mets lineup. 9 leadoff home runs this season, tied for second most in the major leagues. Only guy with more, some fella by the name of Shohei Ohtani. 3-1, taken outside, and that's ball 4, and Lindor walks on 5 pitches to start this ball game. First inning is presented by Rocket Mortgage. Own the dream. So 1 away for Juan Soto. Big off-season acquisition for the Mets. He got off to a slow start, but the numbers, you knew he's just too good of a player for the numbers to be where they were early on in the year.
There's a reason the Brinks truck stopped at his front door, because he's that good.
Runner goes, pitch is a ball away, and that's a stolen base standing for Lindor, his 27th of the year.
You talk about baseball IQ. Francisco Lindor is right up there with some of the guys who just understand and know how to play the game, and he got that bag easily.
So Morton contending with the man on second. 1-0 pitch to Soto is a changeup that misses away, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. This is a Mets team. They have been very Jekyll and Hyde all season. They swept the Phillies last week and then lost 3 of 4 to the Miami Marlins coming into this series. The 2-0 on Soto is taken on the inside corner for a called strike on the curve, and it's 2-1. Soto, 3 home runs in that series against Miami. He's got 35 on the year. Runner off second is Lindor. 2-1 the count on Soto. The pitch is a changeup that misses away. Morton falling behind 3-1 to consecutive batters to start his day.
You know, and Juan Soto takes a lot of heat for all the walks he takes and draws, but this is what he does. He gets dangerous. He's always in plus counts. 2-1, 3-1 right here. Charlie's going to have to locate whatever he throws.
3-1 pitch, and it's in there. A curve for a called strike. Runs the count full. Soto, 111 walks this season, Bobby.
That's what he does. He is just not going to swing until he gets what he wants, and he finds himself in a lot of 3-1 counts where he does exactly what he did there. He took a 3-1 pitch. It was a curveball in. It was a strike. Good pitch. Pitcher's pitch. He doesn't like it. He's not worried about it. And here he sits 3-2.
Lindor's off second. Nobody out, top of the first, just underway. Payoff to Soto. And he lost him. Curveball just missing down and in, and that is back-to-back walks to open up the first inning for the Mets. Doesn't get any easier with Pete Alonso coming to the plate.
It doesn't, and this is where Pete Alonso feasts right here. He's got Lindor and Soto on. And this is what we talked about right at the top of the show. You have to control the big boys. You'd rather see Pete Alonso, obviously, with nobody on. And now you got to keep him in the ballpark.
He had a 7-for-19 series against the Marlins as Morton starts him off with a curveball for a called strike. Curve has been the one pitch he's been able to locate.
And even early on in this game, you're seeing different shapes with that curveball. The ones he threw Soto and Alonso right there were a little bit flatter. Didn't have the 12-6 depth that you're accustomed to seeing from Charlie Morton.
Morton will spin off the mound and looks Lindor back to second without a throw. Pete Alonso, 257 home runs, the most in Mets history. He broke Darryl Strawberry's team record about a month ago. The 0-1 pitch, a swing and a tap foul, and Morton works ahead at 0-2. These two have faced each other plenty. 40 plate appearances for Alonso against Morton. He is 7-for-35 at the plate with 4 walks and 8 strikeouts. Lindor off second, Soto off first, top of the first inning. Tigers play for 2 as Morton stretches at the belt. Big lead at first for Soto. He can run very well. The 0-2 is a swing and a ground ball to third. Andy Ibanez fields, taps third with his foot, throws across for a big double play.
Very smart by Andy Ibanez. You touched on it, partner. Because Lindor was on ahead of him and Torque was playing back, as he should with runners in first and second, Juan Soto had a massive lead at second base. What he didn't want to do on that ball that wasn't hit all that hard, and Alonso doesn't run great. He doesn't want to go around the horn to try to get the double play. He steps on third, knows he's got time to get Alonso at first base, and he throws a strike after stepping on the bag at third. to complete the double play.
Really nice play by Ibanez. Here's Brandon Nimmo, and he'll take a curve for a called strike. Our umpires today, Steven Jashinsky's at third, Sean Barber at second, DJ Rayburn at first, John Libka has the plates. No balls and a strike on Brandon Nimmo. He's on a 7-game hitting streak. Morton on the 0-1. Swing and a miss on the cutter, and Charlie's ahead 0-2. Bradley Green's in left, Javi Baez in center, Wenzel Perez in right. The third baseman's Andy Ibanez. Zach McKinstry's at short, Gleyber Torres at second, Spencer Torkelson at first. And the battery today of Dylan Dingler and Charlie Morton. 2 away here in the top of the first. Nimmo, 7 for 16 in the 4 games against the Fish with 2 homers. It's a Mets team that banged out 53 home runs in the month of August. 0-2 coming to Nimmo. And it misses low, a curve, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Big crowd here on Labor Day. Tight turnaround for the Tigers. Day game yesterday, flight home. Day game today. The 1-2 is up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, you see what Charlie Morton was trying to do with Nimmo right there. Threw that curveball down and try to raise the eye level, sneak a heater past him. Just missed high arm side.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Nimmo. And on second is Soto with 2 down. Morton gives him a look, deals on the 2-2. Swinging a tap foul towards the Mets dugout on the first base side. We'll do it again.
What a day, partner. You kidding me with this? This is perfect. Right
Unbelievable,
here.
right? Mid-70s.
Fantastic.
Day game here on Labor Day. 2-2. Morton fires. Swinging a chop to first. It's going to be a tough play. Torkelson feels a high hop way behind the bag. Flips to Morton covering. And after back-to-back walks, what a heck of a job by Charlie Morton to put up a 0 here in the top of the first. We go to the bottom half. No score. Tigers coming to bat here on the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meyer.
The Tiger. Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
Wow. Old school D-backs jersey. This was our alternate jersey that we wore on Saturdays. I was the first team to wear the new colors. They called it Sedona Red. Don't mess up that color. Every time I wore this jersey, I would wear the high socks, black jersey, black hat. I just thought it was a really smooth look, and this is one that I'll never forget.
The waiting room can be your living room. View wait times and reserve your spot at mclaren.org/ER.
As Wenzel Perez to follow against left-hander Sean Manaea. Manaea working third base side of the rubber, deals to Jahmai Jones. And Jones swings, lifts one deep in the air to left. Nimmo going back. And on the first pitch of the first inning, touch of all time, Jahmai Jones. And it's 1-0 Tigers.
Jam Jones checking in early. Tried to sneak the cheese past the rat. You, sir, Mr. Manaea, were unsuccessful. That's a heater, middle of the plate. We told you got to get to these Mets starters, and that's a good way to do it. Pitch 1-0, good guys.
5th home run for Jahmai Jones. It's a Little Caesars Pizza home run. Order online for delivery or pizza portal pickup.
I like
1-0 Tigers, 1 pitch in, partner.
Like that, partner. Change your number early.
Boy, if you don't think this team is fired up to be in front of this home crowd Labor Day, First pitch to Gleyber Torres, who had a nice series in Kansas City. He'll take a called strike from Minaya. Gleyber 6 for 13 against the Royals over the weekend with a couple of RBIs. No balls and a strike as Minaya turns into his motion, deals on the 0-1. Breaking ball down and in, evens the count up at a ball and a strike. Game brought to you in part by Northville Lumber, an official lumber yard of the Detroit Tigers radio network.
Come on now, like that.
Check swing and a called strike on Torres. It's 1-2 on Gleyber. So now Gleyber, Wenzel Perez, and Spencer Torkelson here in the Tiger first. Minaya turns into the windup, deals on the 1-2, and that one misses in slightly off the plate. Minaya thought he had it. It's a 2-2 count. Minaya working third base side, deals 2-2. Up and away, runs the count full.
And Minaya hasn't been great of late either. His last one against the Phillies. 4 2/3, 6 hits.
Here's the payoff. And it's a wave and a miss on a sweeper. He does go very sweeper heavy, Bobby.
He does go sweeper heavy. It's 60% four-seam fastball. We talked about the extension. That fastball plays up a little bit, but his next most used pitch is a sweeper at 34%. So essentially, Sean Minaya is a two-pitch pitcher. 94% of his offerings are going to be that four-seam fastball or that sweeper.
Switch hitting Wenzel Perez. Betts on the right side has to hop away from a fastball in. Minaya, well, it's been a very injury-riddled season for the Mets left-hander. He was put on the injured list back on March 27th. The 1-0 is up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. At the end of April, was transferred to the 60-day with a right oblique strain. On rehab for quite a while and then was activated on July 13th. So very limited action this season. This is only his 10th appearance and 9th start as Wenzel takes high and away, takes the count to 3-0. This is a guy who twice has made 32 starts in his career, including last season for the Mets when he posted a 12-6 record and a 3.47 ERA. Wenzel takes all the way and takes a called strike. 3-1.
Yeah, Minaya, he's again, between the injuries and just the inconsistent outings. 4 2/3 last time, 6 hits, 2 earned runs. That's a good line. Struck out 8, but so many pitches.
That's a high called strike on Wenzel Perez. It did have the inside rail, and it runs the count full.
Because of how he goes about it, the pitch efficiency. A lot of pitches, a lot of deep counts. Doesn't walk hitters, and he does get his share of strikeouts. So it's an interesting profile, especially for a team that's had some struggles on the mound.
3-2 pitch to Wenzel Perez. He swings, sends it in the air, first base side. Pete Alonso giving chase. That one will land in the seats, and we'll do it again at 3-2. Oh, when Minaya first got activated off the injured list, you look at his numbers in July. He was 1-1 with a 2.08 ERA, had allowed just 1 run in each of those 4 appearances. 3-2. And that's a called strike 3, and Perez knew it right away. Back-to-back strikeouts for Minaya, 2 down. Let's take a look at the Mets in the field. Brandon Nimmo's in left. Cedric Mullins in center. Juan Soto's in right. Third baseman's Brett Beatty. Francisco Lindor at short. Jeff McNeil at second. Pete Alonso at first. Luis Torrens handles the catching. And on the bump, Sean Minaya. 2 down here in the bottom of the first. 1-0 Tigers. And here's Spencer Torkelson. Had a quiet series at the plate in Kansas City. In the first pitch, this is down and in on a sweeper for ball 1. Torkelson, 235, 28 homers. He's driven in 70, the 1-0. Fouls it straight back to the screen. Count evens up, ball and a strike. Mets, they have had their struggles away from Citi Field this season. Just 28-37 on the road, the 1-1. Torkelson off the end of the bat, fouled back to the screen. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, partner, you threw that out there. Is one of the things I guess I missed in my looking at this Mets team. That's surprising. This is a good baseball team, especially offensively. One thing you would think it travels is that offense, but I think the struggles on the mound have contributed to that.
The 1-2, down and in, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And this Mets team, they hit .285 as a team in the month of August. But their record in the month was 11-17.
Yeah.
2-2. Torkelson takes it away on a sweeper, runs it full. But their team ERA just a skosh under 5 at 4.97.
And if you're looking for other reasons, they're just middle of the pack defensively. They're not bad defensively. They're not great either.
3-2, popped in the air, foul, first base side into the seats.
They're 17 DRS. That's right. That's good for right in the middle of the National League. So it's really been the pitching, a lot of hard contact. There's two sides of run prevention. You got to pitch, you can do some weak contact, and then you got to catch it. Well, they catch the ball.
Here's the payoff. Torkelson skies this one over the middle of the infield. Everybody converging right in front of the plate. It's the third baseman, Beatty, who squeezes it, and the side is retired. Jahmai Jones, with his 5th home run of the year, gives the Tigers a 1-0 lead as we head to the second here on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd roll in that grass for days. Bet he gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
Second inning is brought to you by the Michigan Lottery, introducing Michigan Lottery's new Detroit Tigers instant game pull tab into online games. Mark Vientos leads off for New York, and Charlie Morton starts him off with a sinker that misses inside, and that's ball one. Morton walked back-to-back hitters in the top of the first inning, got out of it with a big double play. Step backs into the wind, hands over the head, deals 1-0. And that's a curveball taken for a strike, evening up the count. Vientos, Jeff McNeil, and Cedric Mullins here in the Mets' second inning. Tigers jumping ahead on the Jahmai Jones leadoff home run. The 1-1 pitch is a wave and a miss on a changeup. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Bobby, we were talking earlier this morning about the variations of Charlie Morton's curveball.
Yeah. He's got the ability. I mean, he throws it, for the most part, right in that 82, 83 mile an hour range.
Fastball high and tight, brushes him back.
82 miles an hour, 81 miles an hour. What he has the ability to do is change the tilt on it, meaning get more downward tilt if he wants to. He can throw it a little bit harder.
We're going to get a hit by pitch here?
Yeah, I think so. It looks like we're getting a good look at it on our FanDuel Sports monitor here. It looks like it hit right off the pad that Vientos wears on that left hand and ricochets into the glove of Dylan Dingler. I think AJ was trying to have a look and see if they wanted to challenge it. He elected not to.
Yeah, just great. You can see it graze the orange portion of the handguard. So the second inning starts with a hit by pitch, and the leadoff man reaches in consecutive innings.
And seemingly for Charlie today, the curveball that's been more effective, he can kind of change the horizontal shape of it too. It looks more like a sweeper. It's a curveball. He's just varying the shape on it.
Jeff McNeil, left-handed batter at the plate, takes a called strike.
That just comes with, when you're 41, you've done this for a long time, and you have the ability to spin the baseball in the field that Charlie Morton does. You have, in the athletic ability, you learn that. That's just a field pitch. He's able to do that with his curveball.
Morton's 0-1. McNeil a wave and a miss on the curve, and it's 0-2.
And that one had more downward tilt to it than we've seen earlier thus far today.
So basically, he's got the one where he could steal a strike by going more 12-6 that hits in the top of the zone.
Sure.
That one there, he started bottom rail and it fell out.
Yep.
And then he's got the one that he can manipulate to both sides.
That's right. So it's a variation of 3, and then he can also add and subtract a little velo off of them too.
It's a no-ball 2-strike count on Jeff McNeil. Runner on first is Mark Vientos. Not a threat to steal, has not attempted a stolen base this season. Tigers play for 2 up the middle. Morton's 0-2 pitch. That one nearly hits McNeil. A check swing, he didn't go. It's 1-2.
And I just relay an at-bat that I had at the end of my career. I saw John Smoltz, the very last year he played with the St. Louis Cardinals. I was with the Cubs, and I had a at-bat. It was 7 pitches. He threw me a first pitch fastball. I fouled it straight back, and he said, enough of that. I saw 6 straight curveballs, and none of them looked exactly the same.
There's a sinker that's looped back to the screen, and count stays at 1-2. So what was the end result of the at-bat?
It wasn't what you were looking for. I drug my back to the dugout because I punched out. I fought him, though, but I did. I saw 6 straight curveballs. I had the 12-6er. He had the one that had the more flatter shape. Threw one a little harder. Ultimately, he threw one back foot, and I was like, okay.
He was pretty good.
He's pretty good.
The 1-2. This one swung on, lifted in the air, down the left field line, headed into the seats, a foul. Tigers with a 1-0 lead here in the second on the Mets. This is a Mets team that, after sweeping the Phillies, got right back into the division race and then dropping 3 of 4 to Miami. Knocked them out. The 1-2, this one line to right, and a base hit for McNeil. Vientos will hold it second. And the first 2 reaching in consecutive innings for New York. Coming into today's game, Mets 6 back of the Phillies. At 73 and 64, Phillies are 79 and 58. It's a big road trip for the Mets, a 3-city trip. Team that they are ahead of in the wild card. They will meet on this road trip, and that's the Cincinnati Reds. They hold a 4-game advantage over Cincinnati for that final wild card spot. Cedric Mullins shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes a strike.
You know, partner, you talked about the Mets losing that 3-game series. They got swept, matter of fact, by the Marlins. Another team is a little bit like the A's. Don't worry about their record. You got to look at the collection of players they have. They got some pretty good players that just aren't quite ready yet.
Corners crashing. He lays the bunt down. Morton barehand throw to first and a sacrifice bunt. They get the out at first, and it advances Vientos to third and McNeil to second.
Yeah, good play right there. Cedric Mullins does a nice job of getting that ball and letting it hit the dirt early, killing it, any velocity on it. Charlie Morton had to bounce off the mound and make a nice play. But Mullins does what he's asked to do, get the runners over to second and third. 1 out here, top of the second.
And bunting is such a lost art. It's not used very often anymore. But Cedric Mullins is one of those guys who that's been a part of his game since he was in the minor leagues.
Yes.
He did that for years in Baltimore, and now he's doing it here in New York.
That's exactly right.
Second and third, Mets can tie the game with a base hit or a deep fly ball. Tigers will play with the infield in as Martin deals to Luis Torrens, and the Mets catcher takes down for ball 1 on a curve. Torrens 1 for 7 in their series against Miami. Morton from the belt kicks and offers on the 1-0 pitch. This one line past the glove of Andy Ibanez. This is going to give the Mets the lead as it gets down into the left field corner. It's a 2-run double for Luis Torrens, and it's 2-1 Mets in the second.
Yeah, it's pretty good hitting by Torrens. He went down. He got a cutter. Charlie Morton was trying to induce that weak contact, but it didn't really do anything. It just spun in the middle of the plate. And he tucks it in side that third base line. Just beats Andy Ibanez. He rattles around down there where the seating bowl juts out into left field, towards left field. Torrens has a double. That's 2 runs. Mets up 2-1.
So now the 9-hitter Brett Beatty. Runner on second, 1 out here in the Mets' second inning. Morton coming set, first pitch to Beatty. It's taken on the inside corner for a strike on a curve. It's an 0-1 count. This Mets team averaged 6.5 runs a game in the month of August. No balls and a strike to count on Beatty. Torrens off second. The 0-1 pitch. It's up and away. Count evens up. Ball and a strike.
Charlie made some pitches to get out of the first. The sharpness is not quite there. Misses are a little bit bigger than we're used to seeing from him, and then he's thrown some pitches in the middle of the plate that he wish he had back for sure.
Ball and a strike on Beatty. Morton kicks and deals. Taken away, 2 balls and a strike. It looks like his command just a tick off. He's not missing by much.
No, it's just a tick off. You're right, and you know they're misses nonetheless, but it's just a little bit off, especially to that arm side. He's had a couple of pitches he's trying to get away from lefties, hasn't been able to get there.
Morton deals the 2-1. Swing and a chop foul first base side, evening up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Charlie coming off of a start against the Athletics. Took a no decision, allowed 5 runs on 7 hits in 5 innings. That was on the heels of back-to-back wins over the Twins and the Astros. 2-2 the count on Brett Beatty. Morton gives a look to second, deals 2-2. That's up and outside. It runs the count full.
You see Charlie Morton snatch that ball back from Dylan Dingler as he throws it, visibly frustrated. He knows it. That's one of those things, you know you're a click off. You know your internal fixes. You don't have to look to Chris Fetter to ask him what he's doing. He knows it, and he's just not able to get where he wants to right now.
3-2. And he lost him. That's Morton's third walk of the game. And the 8 and 9 hitters reach, flipped the card to the top for Francisco Lindor, who walked his first time through. And here comes Chris Fetter. Tiger Injury Report is brought to you by McLaren Health, official healthcare system of the Detroit Tigers. Lots to unpack from A.J. Hinch's media session today.
Yep.
But Parker Meadows continuing his rehab assignment down in AAA Toledo. Parker getting closer and closer, and he can absolutely be a contributing factor for this team once he is healthy. But the other news of the day, both Alex Cobb and Jose Urquidy, they are scheduled to pitch on rehab with Toledo in AAA Lehigh.
Yeah. I think Urquidy's the intriguing one. Obviously, Alex Cobb has been fighting the bear all year with the various hip issues that he's going through. But Urquidy coming back off Tommy John, there's a huge level of trust between Jose Urquidy and A.J. Hinch. He's seen him very good, and that's where your mind goes. You know a guy's coming back, and he's at a point in the process where hopefully if he starts to get a little bit better, you can go from rehab mode to compete mode, and he can be a solid contributor for this team down the stretch.
And one of the things that AJ had mentioned as well, it's what you would expect from a guy who's coming back from Tommy John surgery. Francisco Lindor, the batter, takes a cold strike on a curve.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things you're looking for, you want the velo to come back, you want him to be able to have outings and then feel good after. But for Urquidy, the reason he was so effective as a pitcher for so long is he had absolute pinpoint command of his stuff.
0-1 misses in. Count evens up on Lindor and a ball and a strike.
And as AJ indicated, right now that's not quite there. The misses are a little bit bigger than he's used to seeing from him. But again, I mean, he hasn't pitched in a competitive environment in a long time. So a lot of that is probably just rust, and hopefully Jose Urquidy can come back and help these guys down the stretch.
And you talk to pitchers who have had that surgery before as Morton steps off, just does not look comfortable at the moment. But once you can get over the mental hurdle of the Tommy John surgery, it seems like the last thing, and you ask every pitcher, and everybody's experience is a little different post-surgery, but they all seem to say the same thing. The command is really the last piece of the puzzle as this pitch is bounced foul at the line at first, and it's a 1-2 count on Lindor.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, the first hurdle is, okay, it's there, it's going to hold up, it's fine, I'm going to let it go, and that's where you get your velo back. And then that last piece is, okay, I can throw this baseball when I want, where I want to, when I want to do it, and that's true command right there, and that's what Urquidy's calling card.
2 on, 1 out. 1-2 to Lindor, swinging a foul straight back, and we'll do it again at a ball and 2 strikes. Morton up to 43 pitches, now 44 in the game. So laboring a bit here in the second. It started with a hit by pitch to Mark Vientos, a Jeff McNeil single, sacrifice bunt, and then a 2-run double to give the Mets a 2-1 lead. 1-2 from Morton. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That miss again to the arm side, away from the switch hitting, the left-handed hitting Francisco Lindor. Let's see if he goes backdoor with this curveball. Use that miss. It was off the plate away with the fastball. He may start it off there and snap it back on.
2-2. This one lifted in the air to left. Riley Green drifting back. He's in front of the warning track. He'll make the catch. 2 down.
That's exactly what he did right there. Lindor shows you how good he is and dialed in to take that pitch and hit it as hard as he did to left field. And quite frankly, a little fortunate right there. You look at his body language, I think he thought he might have got it the other way, but that wind, that flag in left center field on top of that pole, that flagpole near the visiting bullpen is starched in. He hit that ball really well.
Yeah, there's a pretty stiff breeze blowing in right now, especially from left center, as now time is called by Juan Soto. 2 on and 2 out. Mets lead 2-1 here in the top of the second. Crowd didn't like something that Juan Soto did. Runner on second is Luis Torrens. Brett Beatty, the runner at first. First pitch, Soto takes down and away, and that's ball 1. Soto 8 for 23 at the plate against Charlie Morton in his career with 3 home runs. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a tap foul, first base side. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. Soto 3 home runs in the Miami series, also walked 4 times. And you can live with 116 strikeouts when you're getting on base at the clip he is and the power numbers that he displays.
Without a doubt. I mean, the strikeout to walk is a ratio for me, and you have to look at it as such.
111 on the walks, now 112 today to 116 on the strikeouts. There's a big swinging strike on a changeup, and Morton works ahead 1-2.
Yeah, good pitch right there. Had Soto out in front. Good action on it, too. 88 miles an hour. Excellent action diving down and away from Juan Soto.
It's Torrens at second, Beatty at first. 2 outs here in the Mets' second inning. 1-2 from Morton. Misses down and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I don't know if there's a player in the game that is more theatrical in the batter's box than Juan Soto. So many gyrations.
Oh, man. The funny part is that you go on Instagram, you get these shorts, and you see these kids acting exactly like him. I think it's hilarious.
And he gets him on a 2-2 curveball, a swinging strike 3. That's a big-time pitch from Charlie Morton, and a perfect time to pick up his first strikeout of the game. Not an easy second for Charlie, but he gets out of it with only 2 runs of damage. We go to the last of the second. It's 2-1 Mets on top.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
Oppo Taco.
I'm gonna guess it's an opposite field, upper deck, maybe something like a
home run to the opposite field. You got it.
This is a good one. A hack.
I don't know. I mean, is it the same as like the layman's term hack, like a bad chef?
You've guessed correctly.
Okay.
Someone's a hack. You know, someone that's just nailing it in.
Yeah.
They're not putting their heart into it.
Riley Green, Andy Ibanez, Dylan Dingler here in the Tigers' second inning against Sean Manaea, who gave up a leadoff home run, then got the side in order. Mets lead the Tigers 2-1 here in the second inning, and Riley Green to lead things off left on left with Manaea. Riley, good series in Kansas City, 5 for 13 at the plate with a pair of doubles and a pair of RBIs, and he will take a fastball in the outside corner for a called strike 1. Riley having a tremendous season at the plate as the 0-1 pitch misses away, evening up the count at a ball and a strike. Career highs and homers and runs driven in. Here's the 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Riley hit safely in 3 straight games. The 2-1 pitch. Manaea deals a fastball for a called strike. Just got a piece of the outside corner, and it evens the count up at 2-2. Manaea step back line, deals on the 2-2 pitch. Riley spits on a sweeper down and away, runs the count full.
Yeah, heavy dose of those from Manaea. You would expect that with the lefty and that arm angle.
Payoff to Green. Swing and then line drive up the middle, base hit into center field.
Good swing there by Riley Green. Got fed all that stuff away on sweepers. Manaea tried to sneak that fastball past him, nothing doing. Riley does a nice job. You don't want him to fly open right here. If he flies open, that's a rollover. Then McNeil at second. He stays through that baseball, hits it hard right back from where it came.
Time for dollars on deck. If Andy Ibanez gets a hit this inning, Northville Lumber will donate to Detroit Blightbusters. Northville Lumber, Michigan's oldest business, largest Trex decking dealer. Man on first is Green. First pitch to Ibanez. He checks his swing and did not go. And that is ball one. I think Manaya's intent was to get that fastball a little higher. It was right into Riley's swing plane.
Oh, yeah. That's right where he wanted. He wanted it above the zone. He didn't get it there.
Ibanez swings over top of a sweeper, evens the count up at 1-1. Andy 0 for 5 in the series against Kansas City. Due for a hit. Got hitless in his last 5 games. Joey Cora coaching third base for the Tigers. Anthony Iapoce over at first. Tigers trail the Mets 2-1 here in the second inning. Manaya from the belt kicks on, offers the 1-1. One misses low on a sweeper again, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Ibanez 2 for 8 in his career against him. 2-1. Ibanez reaches up and away and fouls it back to the screen on a high fastball. It's 2-2. Right-handed heavy lineup today for A.J. Hinch. Only true lefties in there are Riley Green and Zach McKinstry. 2-2 on its way from Manaya. And Ibanez chases a sweeper to swinging strike 3, and that's Manaya's third strikeout. Andy really helped him out there. There were a lot of pitches out of the strike zone. He went fishing.
He sure did. Manaya's a tough at-bat. I know, against left-handers, he's in there to hit left-handed pitching. But Manaya, extreme third base side in his setup. Big crossover, steps towards first base, and then comes with that arm angle that's really low. So the angles are just weird. You don't see them a lot.
Sweeper for a strike on Dylan Dingler. Ding connected on his 12th home run of the season on Saturday. That was on Friday night, that was a big insurance run. Tigers won that ball game 5-3 over Kansas City. Pitch misses high and away, evening up the count at a ball and a strike. Tigers coming into play today, 9.5 up on Kansas City in the American League Central. Right where you want to be starting September.
No doubt about it.
A.J. Hinch has said since the first day of spring training, our goal is to win the Central. That is goal number 1. Here's the 1-1. Swinging strike on a high fastball. Dingler's in a hole 1-2.
Again, that fastball plays up. Excellent extension from Sean Manaya. He's a big man, gets out there about 6 feet 8 inches. That's well above average.
Which is fouled away into the seats, and we'll do it again at 1-2. Originally drafted by the Royals, 2013, competitive balance pick. Native of Valparaiso, Indiana. It's 1 ball, 2 strike count on Dylan Dingler with the man on first. Dingler swings, grounds it foul, third base side. Don't see a ton of baseball players coming out of Indiana State. That's where Manaya played his college ball.
One baseball player played at Indiana State. He did something else pretty well, too. Larry Bird.
Oh. I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I know Larry Bird went there. The 1-2 lined up the middle, and it's past the glove of a diving McNeil into center field for a base hit. Green will hold it second. Good at bat there from Dingler. Fell behind in the count. Took a changeup down and away and lined it right back through the box.
Yeah, excellent at bat from Dylan Dingler. He takes the changeup that's down, stays on it. Again, you try to do too much with this stuff, you're going to hit rollover ground balls or weak fly balls. He stays on that pitch. Not only that, it's the first changeup that Manaya's thrown all day long. A pitch he only throws 5 out of 100% of the time. Out of 100 pitches, 5% of the time. You don't see that often from Manaya, but Ding was able to stay on it and guide it through the middle.
And Bob, you bring up a great point about not trying to do too much, and I thought that was the case in the 2 wins against Kansas City over the weekend, as now Zach McKinstry will take outside for ball 1. But simplifying the approach of the plate and not overextending your zone, and we saw that when they knocked Seth Lugo out of the ball game on Friday night, and then yesterday with Michael Wacha, who was cruising through the first 4 innings as Zach McKinstry takes away, and it's 2-0. Again, simple approach, took what he gave him.
Yep.
And they were able to put up 4 runs in the 5th, and with Tarek Skubal on the mound, that was the end of that ball game.
That's all you need.
2-0. Taken for a strike on a 4-seamer. It's 2-1 on McKinstry.
Yeah, but partner, there's a lot in that. The first part is staying within yourself, especially when you're seeing a guy well. If you see a guy well, your natural tendency, I'm going to hit this ball hard. No.
McKinstry rolls this one to first. Alonso makes the pick, goes to second for one. Lindor's throw to first is not in time to get two, so they get the runner at second. Dingler. Riley Green advances to third. And with 2 outs, here's Javi Baez.
Yeah, good play by Pete Alonso. That ball came up on him a little bit, had some overspin because of how it was hit off the bat of Zach McKinstry. Had to stay with it. He did, took a little bit of a difficult hop on him, but he ends up getting out at second base. First and third here with 2 outs in the second.
9-hitter Javi Baez. Base hit can tie up the game. Tigers trailing the Mets 2-1 in the second. Green at third, McKinstry at first. Zach's got 19 stolen bases. First pitch to Javi Baez. This one fouled away. Anthony Iapoce had to limbo out of the way of that one in the first base coach's box.
Watch out, Coach Post.
Get yourself a Coach Post t-shirt
I
yet?
need one. I'm trying to lobby for one down in the clubhouse. These guys are tight down there with them. Don't be afraid to give some love to the boys.
Hey, we put Danny Ross on the radio.
You know what I'm saying?
The least he could do is get you a Coach Post shirt. 0-1, misses in. Count evens up. Ball and a strike.
Be interested to see how they go with Javi right here. And if he can stay on something away, if they throw him something away, he can just poke something through the right side. With Alonso holding McKinstry on at first base, and Jeff McNeil playing up the middle, as most second basemen play right-handed hitters now. Huge hole in the right side of the diamond.
The 1-1. Swinging a ground ball right to him. Glove by McNeil on to first. So Javi had the right idea, but hit it to the wrong spot, and the Tigers will strand a pair. We go to the third. It's 2-1 Mets on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
La sopita en polvo con el mejor sabor. Tú y Maggie, el secreto del sabor dominicano.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd roll in that grass for days. Betty gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
Are in the top of the third inning here at Comerica Park. Tigers trailing the Mets 2-1. Third inning brought to you by Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. For fast service and the best price, choose Mastercraft. Pete Alonso leads off, and he will take a curveball inside for ball one. Alonso hit into a double play in the first inning when the Mets had first and second and nobody out. Step back wind, hands over the head. Morton on the 1-0. Swing and a tap foul third base side evens up the count. Series against the Mets, presented by your local Toyota dealers. Mets took the lead in the second inning on a Luis Torrens 2-run double, the 1-1. Up and inside, right up in the kitchen of Pete Alonso, and it's 2-1.
That's all right. Polar Bear's all right. You got out of the way. You got to come in there sometime, though. Establish that fastball in. Establish the fact that you will go in there. Certainly not trying to hit anybody. You're certainly not trying to hit anybody up high like that, but you can absolutely use that to your advantage now.
They had a little kerfuffle yesterday with the Marlins. Benches cleared, a lot of shouting.
Ain't nobody going to do nothing.
Of course that. 2-1. Taking a called strike evens it up at 2-2.
And that's exactly what you do with that right there. Throw a fastball up and in, break that breaking ball off away from him.
Yeah, Mark Vientos was hit with a changeup yesterday from Sandy Alcantara. They were jawing, benches cleared, nothing happened. This one smoked to center, going back on the ball, and making the catch is Javi Baez for out number 1, and Morton gets the leadoff man for the first time today. That was a right at him ball in straightaway center field for out number 1. Not the easiest play for a center fielder, especially with the wind blowing in.
Not at all. I mean, Pete Alonso hit a rocket, 108 miles an hour on a line.
Here's Brandon Nimmo with the bases empty. First pitch to Nimmo is grounded out to second, bobbled by Torres. Picks it back up, throws on to first, and 2 quick outs for Charlie Morton. We'll pause for station identification here on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Mark Vientos will bat with the bases empty and 2 down. He was hit by a pitch that just grazed one of the pads that he wears on his hands. First pitch to Vientos. He chops it left side. Deep in the hole, McKinstry. Backhand play. Long throw. Torque the pick on the back end. And he got him. 1-2-3 inning for Charlie Morton. A very efficient 1-2-3 inning sends this game to the bottom of the third. 2-1 Mets on the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meijer.
Make Labor Day. Sopita en polvo con el mejor sabor. Tú y Maggie, el secreto del sabor dominicano.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool. 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
Protect our environment while providing food, fuel, and fiber. Find out more at micorn.org.
Bottom of the third, 2-1 Mets on top. Jahmai Jones, who smoked a home run on the first pitch of the at-bat in the first inning, swings at the first pitch here, sends it in the air to center. Cedric Mullins cruising underneath. He'll make the catch. 1 pitch and 1 out for Sean Manaea to start the third. This game brought to you in part by Meijer, official grocery partner of the Detroit Tigers. 1 out for Gleyber Torres. Torres went down on strikes in the first inning. Really good bounce back inning in the top of the third for Charlie Morton. First pitch misses high and away on Torres for a ball. Tigers down 2-1 here in the third, the 1-0. Lifted in the air, first base sided into the seats. Ends up the count at a ball and a strike. Manaea, this is his 8th career start against the Tigers. As the 1-1 pitch, the check swing, he didn't go. 2-1 on Gleyber Torres.
As good as Gleyber Torres' at-bats have been all season long, he's just a little out of sorts lately. You see a lot of check swings with him, some indecisiveness for the first time in a while.
Backs away from an inside fastball, takes the count to 3-1.
And that said, I mean, the bar's very high for what Gleyber has done all year long. He's been excellent. Just, it feels like he's just a little off time right now.
3-1 pitch. Just at the top of the zone for a cold strike, too. He thought he had the walk. Runs the count full. 71 walks to 78 strikeouts. And for Gleyber, 265 average on the season. 3-2 pitch. Down and in. There is the walk. Number 72. And Tigers have the tying man on here in the third inning.
That's one thing that hasn't been off, his ability to just work and grind at bats. You better buckle up when 25 is in the box. He is not going to make it easy on you, even when he may not be getting as many hits as we're accustomed to seeing him get.
Oh, man on for Wenzel Perez, who took a called strike 3 in the first. Manaea kicks and deals. And Wenzel fouls it away, first base side and out of play. Now, we say that about Gleyber Torres, but Still had 6 hits against Kansas City.
No doubt.
And
doubt.
I think it was yesterday where he worked the 10-pitch at bat.
Yeah.
So it's just, you're right. There's been a couple of at-bats where he's shown a little indecisive. This one smoked deep left field. Going back, Nimmo looking up, and it's gone. Touch of all time, Wenzel Perez. That's number 12 on the year. Tigers flip the score back in their favor here in the 3rd inning. It is 3-2 Tigers.
Yeah, it's heater, sweeper. Wenzel Perez got a sweeper that didn't sweep where it needed to be. And he hits a line drive out of here.
106.4 off the bat. It's another Little Caesars Pizza home run. Order online for delivery or pizza portal pickup.
It is so important what he is doing right-handed. It makes such a massive difference in this lineup.
Pitch away on Spencer Torkelson for a ball.
And it presents a nightmare for the guy in the other dugout, because what AJ will do is he'll put him in a pocket where later in the game,
called strike, and it's 0-2 on Torque.
Not necessarily early all the time, but later in the game, it forces that opposing manager, do I want to go turn him around here? Do I want to turn him around there to chase another matchup?
And Torkelson will swing and miss, chasing a fastball away. So that is strikeout number 4 for Minaya. 2 down in the 4th inning for Riley Green.
And it's just so important and so good to see him swinging the bat good right-handed.
2 outs, base is empty. 3-2 Tigers ahead. First pitch to Riley Green is taken on the outside corner for a strike. And that's one of the things, and we always try to look for cues when AJ sets the lineup every day. And Wenzel could be bouncing from really any spot as that pitch is away. And it's all about those later in the game matchups.
Absolutely.
Ball and a strike on Riley Green. 3-2 Tigers, 3rd inning. Riley will swing and miss at a sweeper, and it's a 1-2 count. Tigers doing it with the long ball today. All 3 of their home runs, or runs rather, coming on homers. Riley puts this one chopped out to second. Jeff McNeil will field, flips on to first, side retired. Wenzel Perez, home run number 12, puts the Tigers ahead 3-2 as we go to the 4th here on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meijer.
At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity for small business.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
Biggest thing we're bringing is a brand new Tony Gwynn drop I did with his estate. So we just signed a deal at therealist.com to actually go through his entire archives, present them, and auction them off. And to announce it, we did this limited edition 1994 The Lost Season card. Because, you know, between August of 93 and May of 95, Tony Gwynn batted .406 in 162 games. So in the back, we have the stats of what could have been.
Inning is presented by Wallside Windows, local and family owned, celebrating 81 years as Michigan's leader in replacement windows. Tigers with a 3-2 lead on the Mets. Charlie Morton pitching with a lead for the 2nd time today, and Jeff McNeil will lead things off for New York. First pitch is taken for a strike from Morton, and it's an 0-1 count. Started in with a sinker. McNeil singled and scored in the 2nd. McNeil, Cedric Mullins, and Luis Torrens due up here in the Mets 4th. Morton step back wind, deals on the 0-1. One lifted in the air. Third base side curling towards the seats. A foul. It's 0-2. Well, all season long, Sam Bernstein Law Firm brings you each replay under review when you need the right call made. It's 1-800-CALL-SAM. 0-2 on Jeff McNeil. Morton rocks and fires. Down and away. It's a ball and 2 strikes. One thing we haven't touched on yet, partner, rosters did expand today.
That's right.
1-2 pitch to McNeil. This one roped up the right field line. That is a fair ball. It's going to get down into the corner. McNeil will have extra bases. Ball rattled all the way back towards the infield, and McNeil will hold it second. I don't know if he could have gotten 3 out of that, but he was really running hard. He may have.
No, there's no question he could have gotten 3 out of that. Jeff McNeil, good swing, drops the barrel on a curveball, and it hits that corner of the Comerica Park where it juts out into the seating bowl. Wenzel Perez thought it was going to get all the way to the real corner of the ballpark. It doesn't. He had quite the run to get to that baseball. McNeil was content getting to second base and shutting it down. He turns it on a little bit, or runs hard out of the box. It's a triple.
See if Cedric Mullins is bunting again. Corners pinched in. And the first offering to Mullins. Squaring around, lays it down, and it's a foul. Third base side, it's 0-1.
And Ibanez was in right there. Mullins decided to try to bunt for a base hit. Be interesting to see here if he squares around in more conventional fashion with 1 strike on him.
Well, these two were teammates just a few months ago. Runner on second is Jeff McNeil. The 0-1 pitch. Mullins not showing bunt. Takes a curveball high and away, evening up the count. Mullins a deadline deal. A 1-1. Curveball in for a called strike 2, and now the corners can play back.
Yeah, good pitch right there by Charlie Morton. One of the little bit more flat curveballs he'll throw. Looks more sweeper-esque.
Mets gave up 3 players to the Orioles to get Cedric Mullins. The 1-2. That's up, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mullins originally drafted by the O's out of Campbell College. First got up to the big leagues in 2018 with Baltimore. 2-2 is away, runs the count full. His best year in the big leagues is back in 2021. Hit .291 with 30 home runs.
That was a monster year for him.
3-2 the count on Mullins. McNeil off second. 3-2 Tigers lead. Payoff pitch. Swing and a foul. First base side, and we'll do it again. And always a threat to take an extra base anytime he gets on. 145 career stolen bases for Cedric Mullins. He's only been thrown out 36 times. Counts full on Mullins. Payoff pitch from Morton. Missed down and in. And that's another walk. And so the first 2 reaching in the Mets' 4th inning for Luis Torrens, who doubled home a pair back in the second.
Yeah, Charlie went with his best. Went with a changeup right there, 3-2 to Mullins, yanked it down and into him. Wasn't going to give in. He's content to go after Torrens right here.
Torrens got him for a double down the left field line in the second inning. That gave the Mets a 2-1 lead at the time. First offering to Torrens is taken down and away, and that's ball 1. So 4 walks today for Charlie Morton. 2 in the first, 1 in the second. Got a 1-2-3 third inning, and now a double and a walk here in the 4th. So a lot of traffic behind the Tiger starter this afternoon. 2 on, nobody out. Tigers play for 2, the 1-0. This one floated in the air into no man's land. Shallow right field. Torkelson out. Wenzel Perez in, and it drops. Bloop single, and Luis Torrens 2 for 2. And the bases are loaded for Brett Beatty.
Good sinker in from Charlie Morton, and Torrens just fights it off and hits it into that Bermuda Triangle out there down the right field line. Make a good pitch, sometimes it happens.
Yeah, and really, neither Spencer Torkelson or Wenzel Perez had a shot at that baseball.
No.
Time called by Beatty for the at-bat starts. So nobody out, sacks full. It's McNeil third, Mullins second, Torrens at first. Tigers will trade 2 for 1 here. See if Morton can wiggle out of this jam. Charlie Cummings set, first base side, deals. And that's a curveball for a called strike 1 on the outside rail. And that's what's so tough as a pitcher. You make a really good pitch, you induce weak contact, and then boom, bases loaded. No balls and a strike. Morton kicks and fires. That one's low, evens up the count, ball and a strike.
And listen, everybody says it works both ways. You know, if you hang a breaking ball and the guy smashes the third base and there's your teammate standing there, you don't want to hear that in a moment, though.
Of course not.
You do not care about that in that moment. You make a good pitch and the guy fights one off and lobs the ball out there.
The 1-1 is a swing and a foul behind the plate. And now Morton ahead of Beatty, 0-2. Mets have the bases loaded with nobody out here in the fourth. Tigers with a 3-2 lead. Base hit could flip that score back in the Mets' favor. Ball and 2 strikes on Beatty. Morton fires up and away. 2-2 the count. A lot of pitches thrown by Charlie Morton in this ball game. He's thrown 74. There is some action beginning in that Tiger pen. 2-2. Got him. Swinging strike 3 on the curveball. Big time punch out for Charlie Morton, his second of the game.
Yeah, it sure was. Sacks packed right here. You're looking for some either really weak contact or a punch out. You'd rather have the punch out. He gets one with the curveball down and in below the bat of Brett Beatty. Really good pitch. Dylan Dingler wanted it down there. He got exactly what he asked for.
Base is still loaded now. Francisco Lindor. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. First pitch, Lindor pieces it foul, first base side. Seven grand slams in the career of Francisco Lindor. How nice is it that he's no longer in the AL Central?
Oh, man.
No balls and a strike. The pitch taken away, count evens up. Such a productive player, and he's been doing it for a long time. Ball and a strike to count. Bases full of Mets. Morton's 1-1. Lindor lays off a curveball down and in. 2 balls and a strike. Rafael Montero warming in the Tigers bullpen. Jeff McNeil at third, Cedric Mullins at second, Luis Torrens at first. Bases loaded with 1 out. The 2-1 from Morton. Wave and a miss on a good curveball below the zone. It's 2-2. That was the one. He started it at the knees.
Yeah, that's straight down. That's the more 12-6 one. He throws it right at the bottom of the zone, and it dives below it.
And as the hitter, you think it's going to be right there, and it just drops away. 2-2. Fouled away.
And that's a good point, partner. I mean, you see that as a hitter. You're ready to hit. You recognize it as the curveball, and it just keeps digging. That's that spin rate. You talk about why that ball does what it does. Charlie Morton, Major League average spin rate is right around 2,800 on the curveball. Charlie Morton is 3,100, sometimes a click above that. I mean, so that ball is really digging and pushing against the air, and the air is forcing it down towards the dirt.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Lindor. Morton delivers the 2-2, and he got him. A swinging strike 3 on the curveball. Back-to-back strikeouts with the bases loaded for Charlie Morton. 2 down.
Nasty stuff right there from Charlie Morton.
Again, that time started at bottom rail, and it dove into the dirt.
Yeah. That one bit even harder than the one before.
So here we go. Bases loaded for Juan Soto. 0 for 1 with a walk. First pitch, he takes a strike. Sinkered away, 0-1 the count. Morton walks him on a full count in the first. He struck him out in the second. No balls and a strike. The pitch. Swing and a tap foul first base side. It's 0-2. Struck him out with a curveball in that second inning. Bases loaded. 2 outs and 0-2 the count on Juan Soto. Morton kicks and deals. Curveball misses away.
Partner, it's early in this ball game. It's only top 4, but this feels like a big spot right here.
It's one of those days, Bobby, where the crowd has been hanging on every pitch.
They've been in it. They've been in it.
1-2 on Soto. Bases loaded, 2 outs. The pitch from Morton. Swung on, hit in the air to right. Back Wenzel Perez at the track, and it's gone. A home run. Grand slam for Juan Soto, and the Mets retake the lead at 6-3.
Charlie Morton went to the curveball. He wanted to throw the one that bounces like he did to Lindor. And not only did it not bounce, he hung it.
And A.J. Hinch is out, and that's the end of the day for Charlie Morton after 3 2/3. We'll step aside for this Tiger call to the pen. Tigers down by 3 here on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
I'm attorney Mark Bernstein at the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. We know that when you're hurt, hiring a law firm with the most experience can mean the difference between getting everything you deserve or walking away empty-handed. We're
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
South side of Chicago, where are you at? This was the first time I got traded, but I was so excited to wear these pinstripes and be a South side of Chicago boy. This jersey.
Tough inning for Charlie Morton. He was 1 pitch away from getting out of it, but Juan Soto with a grand slam for his 36th home run of the year, and the Mets lead it 6-3. This Tiger pitching change is brought to you by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers, and the new Tiger arm is Rafael Montero. He enters the ball game. Bases empty, 2 outs, and the Mets ahead 6-3. First pitch to Pete Alonso is taken inside, and that's ball 1. Final line for Charlie Morton: 6 runs on 5 hits, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. He goes 3 2/3. Final line brought to you by Figer Law. All they do is win. Ball and no strikes on Alonso. Montero offers the 1-0. Wave and a miss on top of the 4-seamer up. Evens the count up at a ball and a strike. Looked good yesterday.
Yeah, he sure did. We saw Montero yesterday. 1 inning pitch, struck out 1. No damage otherwise. But he did look very good yesterday.
The 1-1 is a sinker that misses in. 2 balls and a strike.
And his job right now, keep this thing where it is. It's still early. Top 4. There's a lot of outs left in this game.
The 2-1. This is down and away with the slider, and it goes to 3 balls and a strike. And that's what's so tough when the bottom of the lineup can get on base for the Mets. They loaded the bases on a pair of hits and a walk. Morton struck out Beatty, struck out Lindor, but could not get through Soto. There's a called strike on a fastball, runs the count full. 3-2 the count on Pete Alonso. Montero from the letters. Payoff pitch. Popped foul out of play. We'll do it again. But it's such a long Mets lineup.
Yeah.
And so much thump top to bottom. Set a franchise record with their 53 home runs in the month of August. 3-2. And Alonso takes away ball 4. A lot of walks early for Tiger pitching. That's the 5th walk issued. And it keeps the inning alive for the 8th batter of the frame, Brandon Nimmo.
Yeah, the free bases are a problem. You're right about that. But to your point, partner, I mean, this Mets lineup, Brett Beatty's hitting out of the 9-0. He's got 15 homers and 41 RBIs.
Right.
I mean, that's a long lineup.
Pitch to Nimmo. Outside and ball 1. Splitter missing. (6-3) Tigers trail it here in the 4th. Rafael Montero, first man out of the pen. A 1-0. Outside 2-0. Misses with the split. Montero bent over at the waist as he looks into Dylan Dingler. From the letters, here's the 2-1. In there for a called strike on the split. 2-1 the count. Montero making his 9th appearance in a Tiger uniform. He's 1-0. He's got a 3.18 ERA. 2-1 offering. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. He saw plenty of the New York Mets pitching with the Atlanta Braves.
Good fastball right there from Montero. 95 miles an hour.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Man on first, 2 outs. Montero kicks and offers. Outside, runs it full. Montero's been very good as of late. Has not allowed runs since August 10th against the Angels. Runner gets ahead. Start 3-2. Swinging a tap to first. Torkelson charges, gloves behind the bag, steps on first, side retired. Juan Soto with a grand slam gives the Mets a 6-3 lead as we play into the bottom of the 4th here in the home.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
That's my security right there. That's the bad one, Roscoe Pico train.
Major League Baseball wanted to start doing something with the players and their dogs.
Which one's the dog?
I was undecided on whether to do a dog card or not, but my wife pushed me in the back and she wanted a famous dog, so she told me to do it.
Inning at 6-3, Mets on top. Sean Manaea back to work against Andy Ibanez. First pitch swinging, and he swings through a 4-seamer up for strike 1. Ibanez went down on strikes in the second. He'll be followed by Dylan Dingler and Zach McKinstry here in the Tiger 4th. On the windup, the 0-1. Ibanez a swinging strike on a high fastball, nothing into the count. Tigers have twice led this ball game. The Mets have led twice. It's a 0-2 count on Ibanez. Minaya fires. And Ibanez, right down the middle, takes a called strike 3. He goes down on 3 pitches, and there's one away here in the 4th for Dingler.
Yeah, he was looking for that sweeper right there. Didn't get it. Sold out to it. Sometimes that's what it is. You look at that, look for the one pitch, you get another one. You got to take your medicine, and he does right there.
This game is brought to you in part by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, ready to help. Dingler 1 for 1. 5 hits in his last 3 ball games. First pitch to Dingler. That one sails behind Ding for ball 1. That's flipping the score back in their favor with the Juan Soto grand slam. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Taken, a called strike, evens the count up. Well, Bobby, one of our keys to the game was getting to the starter. The Tigers have gotten to Minaya for 3 the first 3 innings as the 1-1 pitch is roped out to left on a line from Dingler at 102 off the bat. Dingler 2 for 2. It's his second multi-hit game in the last 3 games that he's played.
Dylan Dingler gets that fastball. Just puts a good swing on it. Good hard line drive through the left side.
I mean, we are just watching the evolution of Dylan Dingler in front of our eyes on a daily basis.
He gets better every day. Gets better every day. We've talked about how steady he is, talked about his presence.
Zach McKinstry takes a strike. Zach hit into a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning. Tigers down by 3 here in the 4th. 0-1. This one hooked up the right field line. That's a fair ball. It's going to get down into the corner. Dingler on his way to third in the corner. Soto's fielding it. Dingler getting the way from Joey Cora. The throw will go into third. It's an RBI triple for Zach McKinstry. And the Tigers come roaring right back here in the 4th inning, and we've got ourselves a 2-run ball game.
Well, partner, you know this club's not going to quit. They're not going anywhere. What a great job of hitting left-handed pitchers all year long. Today is no different. Zach McKinstry gets that sweeper, keeps that front shoulder in and throws a barrel at it, hits it in the right field corner. You knew Dingler was going to score because Joey Cora is stopping no one. The question was going to be, is Zach McKinstry going to end up at third base? So you better believe it. What a swing.
Check swing from Javi Baez, and he went. I don't know about that one. Strike 1. Coming into the day, McKinstry hitting .316 against left-handed pitching. That was his 11th 3-bagger. 0-1. Baez checks. It's a called strike on the fastball, and it's 0-2. Love to find a way to get Zach home in this inning. Make this a 1-run ball game.
Yeah, similar approach as last time for Javi. You can tell by the way he's going about it. He's trying to hit that ball through the right side.
Grounded out to McNeil at second to end the 2nd inning. The 0-2 is driven in the air foul.
And quite frankly, I like it. Javi Baez is at his best when he's thinking up the middle. With no one on first base, Alonso is closing up that hole a little bit. Doesn't have to hold any runner on, but there's still a large area over there for him to hit a hard ground ball through.
The 0-2, and he chases a fastball up. Swinging strike 3, 6th strikeout for Minaya. 2 down, flips it to the top for Jahmai Jones. Man on third, 2 outs, 6-4 Mets here in the 4th inning. Zach McKinstry, RBI triple. He's still at third base. First pitch to Jones. He's taken outside, and that's ball 1. So for the first time today, Jahmai will see multiple pitches in a sequence. Homered in the first.
What's wrong with
him? Flew
him?
to center in the 3rd.
He didn't swing at that one. What's going on here?
The 1-0. Inside. Ooh, called a strike.
50-50 ball right there on that inner edge. And a lot of times you'd like to see that go to a pitcher that's been right around the plate all day. It hasn't been the case with Minaya.
1-1 is a swinging strike 2. He chased a fastball up. And look, it is what it is, but calls like that affect an entire sequence.
Without question, especially right there. Allowed Minaya to get back into the count, 1-1. Then he throws that fastball up right there to Jahmai Jones. He chased it.
Runner on third is Zach McKinstry with 2 outs here in the Tiger fourth. A ball and 2 strikes, the count on Jahmai Jones as he steps out of the box. A thunderous start to the game, homering for the 5th time on the very first pitch at the bottom of the first inning. The 1-2. Jones puts it in the air down the right field line and foul. Stays alive. We'll do it again. Minaya at 77 pitches. No signs of action in the Mets bullpen just yet. There is action in the Tiger pen. The 1-2. Jones loops this one into right field. A base hit. Scoring from third, McKinstry. Jahmai Jones 2 for 3 in the game with a pair of RBIs, and we've got ourselves now a 1-run game. The Mets lead 6-5.
Good hit right here with 2 strikes. Not trying to do too much. Set your sights the other way. Get something out there. And hit it hard if you can. Jahmai Jones does that. Fastball away. Not a bad pitch by Minaya. It was on the edge. Tailing away. He gets a base hit the other way. Love it. RBI. Got that second run of this inning in.
Yeah, that's big, getting Z-Mac home from third. Got a mound meeting here for the Mets.
That's their pitching coach, Jeremy Hefner, out there. Former teammate.
Seems like that's a common trend with coaches these days. And Bobby Scott. Every time we go to a new place, former teammate.
Well, we're in that age. I mean, we're in that age
Right?
range. Some guys go to front office. Some guys get out completely. Some guys start coaching. And now you're seeing guys that you played with that coached in the minor leagues for a few years or various places. They matriculate their way to the big leagues. And it's good to see. Jeremy's a good guy, and he's done a nice job putting some challenging pitching constraints with the roster construction for this Mets team.
It's so much fun for me. I see sons of guys that I grew up watching. That's inside, just to signal that we're all getting older.
That's it, man.
Want to know the count on Gleyber Torres. Tying man aboard. Gleyber's 0 for 1 with a walk today. And now action does start. Gregory Soto warming in the Mets pen. The 1-0 is up and away. 2-0 on Gleyber Torres. We talked about Manaya's struggles getting deeper into ball games. 2-0. Inside and count in Gleyber's favor at 3 balls and no strikes. Last time Minaya went 5 innings, and the only time in his last 5 starts was back on 15th of August against Seattle, 3-0. Gleyber, green light on 3-0, pounds it into the ground foul, and it's 3-1.
I like it. Gleyber doesn't do that very often, swing 3-0. And again, we said this at the top of the inning. This feels like a big moment here. You already got 2 in. Gleyber probably thinking the same thing. Let me try to go for the downs right here. Why not? Getting a heater, he did. Fouled it off.
Jahmai Jones off first. 3 balls and a strike on Gleyber Torres. Minaya picks on to first. Little lob over there to keep him honest. Highest scoring affair early in this one. 6-5 Mets lead it. 3-1 on Torres. Ropes it to left. A base hit. Tigers keep the train rolling. Tying run now in scoring position for Wenzel Perez. And with the lefty warming in the Mets pen, it's just a matter for Carlos Mendoza. Does he want Minaya to face Wenzel Perez, or does he want Gregory Soto to face Wenzel Perez?
And Torrens is headed out to the mound. I think he's buying a little time right here for Skipper to figure out what he wants to do. And that's exactly what it was. He wanted to make sure Soto was ready, and here comes Carlos Mendoza.
So Mendoza out, as is Sean Minaya. He will exit with 2 on base and will step aside for this Mets call to the bullpen. We've got a good one brewing here today. 6-5 Mets lead it in the 4th with 2 outs, and will step aside for this pitching change on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
At Oakland University, la sopita en polvo con el mejor sabor. Tú y Maggie, el secreto del sabor dominicano.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
a snack that Freddie cannot resist?
I would have to say chips and guacamole. Organic mango, yep.
Is that because of the strong Dominican contingent in the major leagues, bro? Has anybody ever struck out and gone crazy and smashed the cooler full of mangoes?
Nah, our team's not really into smashing each other's stuff, I guess.
Are you a seasoning guy? You like to drown your stuff in dips and sauces?
No. Gotta watch my figure.
And it looks great, brother.
I appreciate it.
Very sexy man.
Yeah,
Let's go, Freddie Freeman, ladies and gentlemen.
That's Pitching Change brought to you by Primitive, official CBD relief partner of the Detroit Tigers. Gregory Soto is on for the Mets, partner.
Gregory Soto out of that Mets bullpen, primarily a two-pitch pitcher. There's a four-seamer and a sweeper. Doesn't throw those very often at all. Just about 85% of what he's going to do is that sinker, that two-seam fastball, down and away to right-handed hitters with an arm side running some sink to it. And a slider, throws that about 35% of the time, too. That sinker is a good arm, though, 96, 97 miles an hour on average.
Jahmai Jones at second, Gleyber Torres at first, 2 outs, and the Mets lead 6-5 here in the fourth inning. Wenzel swings the first pitch, skies it to center field. Who's going to take charge on this one? Center fielder Cedric Mullins has it, and the side is retired. Tigers get 2 back, and they trail the Mets 6-5 as we move to the fifth here on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
Hi, Tigers fans. It's Dan Dickerson.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
I feel like food and sharing a meal with someone is a universal language. You can't go to a ballpark and not have a nice hot dog. So if I'm at the ballpark, I'm gonna get a nice heavy glizzy. You gotta have chili on there, you gotta have cheese. If your hot dog isn't bending in the middle because it's like about to fall apart, then you're not doing it right. So you gotta have a glizzy and then something cold, whatever it is, beer, lemonade. You gotta have something cold to wash that hot dog down with.
To see all this excitement around what I love to do growing up, it's crazy.
What's your favorite thing about this whole event so far?
The fusion of sports, entertainment, and cards. Because to me, cards have always been entertainment, and they're getting their just dessert now.
Mark Vientos leads off against Rafael Montero. First pitch is taken inside for ball one. Tigers trailing the Mets 6-5 in this high-scoring affair, top of the fifth inning. Fifth inning is presented by Figer Law. All they do is win. Mark Vientos today 0 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch and scored a run, the 1-0. Swing, and it's roped foul down the left field line, evening up the count at a ball and a strike. Bobby, we had a great conversation with Rafael Montero in the clubhouse a couple of days ago. Thanks to Spanish interpreter Carlos Guillen for helping us out with that. But talking about how he's made some subtle grip adjustments that's helped out his fastball and his splitter. The 1-1. Wave and a miss on a high heater.
And that's exactly what he went to, that four-seamer. He's got a good arm. It's 95, 96 miles an hour. Throw it at the top of the zone, but it wasn't playing as good as it should. A guy with the arm like that, he made a grip change, and it made that vertical with guys trying to.
1-2, tied him up. Did he go? Yes, he did. That's a strikeout for Montero. I had him all sorts of tied up on the split.
That's just a nasty splitter. And it's a different splitter than Finnegan. We talked about that, but Montero's splitter is more like a changeup, acts more like a changeup, whereas Finnegan's splitter looks like a forkball and dives straight down. This one's a little bit different grip, and you see the results right there.
A.J. Hinch is out, and that's the end of the day for Rafael Montero. So we will step aside for this Tiger call to the bullpen. Tigers trailing 6-5, base is empty. New pitcher coming in after the break on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
La sopita en polvo con el mejor sabor. Tú y Maggie, el secreto del sabor.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool. 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
Stop blabbering on about the pizza deal. 2 large pizzas for only $4.99 each.
Wow, dude. You just stole my thunder.
Sorry, deal dear. Tell them it's only here for a limited time.
You just told them it's only here for a limited time.
Oops! Order 2 large pizzas for only $4.99 each. Little Caesars is the real deal.
That's my line.
Pizza. Offer available for a limited time online only in the participating Little Caesars stores. Enter promo code Pizza online or via the Little Caesars app at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. See our website or app for more information.
Summers on, and he deals a ball away on Jeff McNeil. This Tiger pitching change brought to you by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Summers, the lefty, summoned from the bullpen. 1-0 pitch to McNeil is taken for a called strike, and it evens the count up. Inning started with a Rafael Montero strikeout of Mark Vientos. Jeff McNeil is 2 for 2 today with a single and a double. He has scored a pair of runs. Mets lead at 6-5 here in the 5th. The 1-1 from Summers. Breaking ball misses away. 2-1 the count. Drew making his 4th appearance since being summoned from AAA Toledo. Last time out against the Athletics, gave up a pair of runs on 3 hits. Walked a man, struck out a man. 2-1. Top of the zone. In the zone. How is that not a strike?
Home plate umpire John Lipka says no, but that ball was squarely inside the strike zone.
I mean, that wasn't even touching a rail, Bobby.
No, not at all.
Takes the count to 3-1 on McNeil. Summers fires. This one looped in the air. Shallow right center. Charging in. Sliding. And making the catch in center field, Javi Baez.
And Mago takes another hit away, this time in center field. He had to get on his horse, put his foot in the ground, drove on this ball, slides feet first and makes that catch about 2 inches off the ground. Que clase fácil. Make it look easy, Javi.
Took a moment for Sean Barber to signal that it was an out. Javi going into the slide, making a fantastic catch. Here's Cedric Mullins. He takes a cold strike on a slider.
Wow. Cannot say enough about the job Javi Baez has done playing center field. To go out there, this is first time doing it in the big leagues. Unbelievable.
Swinging a foul into the seats, and Summers ahead of Mullins, 0-2. Cedric Mullins has walked today in a sacrifice bunt. And all while doing it with a smile on his face.
Yeah, he does.
No balls, 2 strikes on Mullins. The pitch. Got him. A swinging strike 3 on a slider. Drew Summers comes in, gets both hitters that he faces, sends this game to the bottom of the 5th. It's 6-5 Mets ahead on the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meyer.
Get ready for Tigers baseball with Carblade.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd roll in that grass for days. Betty gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
We're in the bottom of the fifth inning here at Comerica Park. The Tigers trailing the New York Mets 6-5. Spencer Torkelson, Riley Green, Andy Ibanez due up against left-hander Gregory Soto. First pitch to Torque is taken for a strike, and it's 0-1. Going back to the Kansas City series, Torkelson 0 for his last 11 at the plate with 3 walks, so you know he's due for a big hit. 0-1 from Soto is a wave and a miss on a slider. It's 0-2.
That's a good pitch right there. 96 right down the middle with some life on it for the first pitch. Throws that slider in there.
Seems like the theme of the day is former Baltimore Orioles, and Soto is one of them.
There's a run on him, huh?
The 0-2 hit in the air down the right field line and foul. He began the season with Baltimore, flipped to the Mets on July 25th. Wellington, Aracena, and Cameron Foster, a pair of right-handers. The 0-2, Torkelson line drive, left field, base hit. So Torkelson got 97 in from the lefty, just turned on it. And the Tigers have the tying run aboard to start the fifth inning.
Yeah, and it got in there, jammed them a little bit. Torque recognized that thing coming in there. He was beat, Gator armed it, pulled the barrel in a little bit, fought it off, got enough to dump it into left field.
That's a good piece of hitting from Spencer Torkelson. Now Riley Green left on left. First pitch to Riley. Looks at a fastball for a strike.
It's so funny, G. You'll do that too. You're like, uh-oh, and you know you're beat. You just got to. Your body's an amazing machine, right? And it just figures out a way to get the good part of the bat or close to it to the baseball, and that's what Torque did right there.
The 0-1 from Soto. Green takes it low and away. Fastball missing. Count evens. Ball and a strike.
You ask him, hey, how'd you hit that ball right there? He's likely going to say, I'm not sure, but I'm glad I did.
97 in on the hands. I'm just going to flip this out to left field on a hard line drive. The 1-1. Green takes low. 2 balls in the strike. Soto, it's his 16th appearance with the Mets, and he's been good. 1-3, a 1.38 ERA. He's only allowed 2 earned runs in 13 innings of work. 13 Ks to 4 walks as Green calls for time ahead of the 2-1 pitch. Runner on first and nobody out here in the Tigers' 5th inning. Tigers down a run. Soto working third base side of the rubber. The lefty sets at the belt. Looks at first, deals 2-1 on Green. Riley takes bottom of the zone, called strike 2 on another sinker.
Perfect pitch down and away from Riley right there. 98, bottom edge.
Soto first broke into the big leagues with the Tigers back in 2019. 2-2. Green swings and misses. Sinker below the zone. Green down on strikes. 1 out for Andy Ibanez. That's the first strikeout for Soto. We're going to check the out-of-town scoreboard from the 1-800-CALL-SAM studios. All kinds of Labor Day action for you today. The Nationals lead the Marlins 2-0 in the 7th. Cincinnati up 2-0 on Toronto in the 7th inning. Cleveland and Boston tied 2-2 in the 4th. Ibanez floats one in the air to right. Juan Soto coming in. It's going to fall in for a hit. Torkelson heading to third, and he beats the throw from Soto. For the time being, it's first and third. See if the Mets challenge it. It was a good, strong throw in from Soto.
Yeah, it was a good, strong throw in, but he totally misread this fly ball. That's got to get caught. Torque did a nice job of reading it. And it was a close play. Bang, bang at third base. Getting a great look here on our FanDuel Sports Monitor. Ooh, it's tight.
Oh.
Call on the field is safe.
They're not going to challenge, and Soto is out. So the Mets making another call to the bullpen. Tigers, they've got the tying run on third as we step aside for this pitching change on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity for small businesses to make it big. Big like hearing your small business featured in a radio ad for free.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool. 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
You know, in Boston, every now and then, you'll do those throwback days where you bring out the big baggy jerseys, and the baggier, the better. When I broke into the league, everybody was wearing really baggy pants, and then as the years go along, I started wearing these skinny, mini, tight pants that looked like they were painted on. So by the time I was with Boston, I really wanted to wear the baggier, the better. We just wanted to be flying around in the outfield there, having a good time.
Tigers with a man at the corners, and this pitching change brought to you by Primitive, official CBD relief partner of the Detroit Tigers. Ryan Stanek is the new pitcher for the Mets. Spencer Torkelson at third, Andy Ibanez at first, and the batter is Dylan Dingler, who's 2 for 2. First pitch swinging, and it's fouled back to the screen. Bobby, let's go back to the base hit for Ibanez and Torkelson going first to third. Now, on our replays, it looked like he may have been out, but that's nonetheless doesn't matter. Mets didn't challenge it.
Right.
But what heads up base running by Torkelson?
It was fantastic. Fly ball to right field, and Juan Soto broke back, made a pretty poor play reading that ball. But Torque did the math in his head. He saw the trajectory of the ball, and he saw where Soto was, and he wasn't going to get there. Got on his horse and started barreling towards third base. The easy, safe play was to make sure that ball falls because of how it was hit. But he did a nice job to take his eyes off the ball itself and read where Soto was, knowing he wasn't going to get there, ends up at third base. Could be a key play.
A 1 to Dingler. This one sails to the backstop. Heading to the plate and scoring on the wild pitch is Torkelson. It's a 6-6 ball game, and now how important is it that he took that extra base?
Every 90 feet you get in this game is important. You hate giving up those free 90s, whether they be walks, whether they be errors, or whether they be misplays by your fielders. Torque takes advantage of that extra 90 he got from Soto, and 2 pitches later, he ends up scoring the tying run.
What a wild ball game this is. It is 6-6 here in the 5th inning. That run charged to Gregory Soto. Ibanez at second, 1-1 to Dingler. He fouls it away, and that went off the catcher, Luis Torrens.
Can't tell you how good of a base running read that was. As Torrens is down right here, and he was in a fair bit of pain. Carlos Mendoza and the Mets training staff are out to have a look at him. That's a foul ball off the bat of Dingler. And he's in that new catching stance, that one knee down, that left leg is extended, and that foul ball hit off of the bat of Dingler and caught him just on the inside of the shin guard where there is little to no padding.
So athletic training staff out there to take a look at Torrens, see if he can remain in this ball game. He's still testing. It appears that Torrens will remain in. So it's a 1-2 count on Dylan Dingler in this 6-6 ball game in the 5th inning. Each team's starter only going 3 2/3. Mets took a 6-3 lead in the top of the 4th inning on the Soto grand slam. Tigers have battled back to tie it up. 1-2 on Dingler. He chops it foul third base side. Ryan Stanek. It's his 54th appearance out of the Mets bullpen. 2-6, 532 earned run average. He looks at second. That's Ibanez. Pitch is lifted in the air. Shallow to right. Soto under it. He'll make the catch. Tagging and then heading back to the bag at second base is Ibanez. 2 outs.
Andy Ibanez feigned tagging right there. Juan Soto made that misplay in right field, but he does have a cannon out there.
We'll pause for station identification here on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Zach McKinstry, the batter, with a man on second. Zach 1 for 2 with an RBI triple in the 4th inning. That was a big one for Z-Mac after the Mets had taken that lead. First pitch to McKinstry misses high for a ball. Stanek has gone 3 straight appearances without allowing a run. Last time he gave up runs August 21st when he gave up 4 against the Nationals. That's in the dirt. Kicks away from Torrens, but not far enough to advance Ibanez up to third base.
As long as Stanek's out there, you got to be aware of a lot of that stuff. Nasty stuff right over the top, arm angle, but a lot of sliders and a lot of splits from Stanek. There's going to be some things in the dirt. There'll be action down there.
Troy Melton warming in the Tigers bullpen. 2-0 to McKinstry. Swing and a miss on 98 down the middle, and it's 2-1.
He's also going to do that. Big fella's done that for a long time. 34 years old, well-traveled. Got some stickers on his bag.
Originally a first rounder of the Rays way back in 2013. 2-1 pitch. Outside 3-1. Made his major league debut back in 2017. Native of St. Louis, Missouri. 3 balls and a strike on Zach McKinstry. Andy Ibanez at second base. Stanek deals 3-1. Swing and a miss. 98 again. Back pick to second, and Ibanez, as the ball trickles away, back in there. He will reach down, barehand the ball, and flip it to Lindor.
Well, if Lindor hangs on to it, Andy Ibanez is out because he would have tagged himself out. Got that big secondary, which you want to see him do, but the other part of that is if that pitch goes through, you got to come to balance and be able to retreat. We saw Wenzel Perez get picked off at third base out in Sacramento against the A's. You got to come to balance once you get that secondary.
Payoff pitch to McKinstry is up, and it's ball 4. So it was 100 miles an hour, but nowhere near the strike zone. Zach walks. Inning continues for Javi Baez. And it does not appear that it will continue for Javi Baez because Kerry Carpenter has moved into the on-deck circle.
Yeah.
I think the folks here like Kerry Carpenter.
I think they do like Kerry Carpenter, and I like him using him right here, too. A.J. Hinch is going to be very aggressive trying to get these games. You've got an extra position player to play with. It's not like in the old days where you got, half of Toledo coming up with the expansion of the roster.
Yeah, and I think that's something that folks still haven't quite grasped is September call-ups aren't what they used to be. You could, in the past, bring up everybody on your 40-man roster. Now you are limited to one position player, one pitcher with a maximum of 14 pitchers on the roster at a time.
Right. And with the right-hander Stanek on the mound.
And still haven't gotten to it yet, but Justin Henry Malloy up from Toledo. So he's on the bench for the Tigers today, and then Chase Lee is out in that Tiger bullpen. Now, the one thing A.J. Hinch did say, both in our radio interview and in his media session today, he goes, I'm not going to play September call-ups as just here's my guys. Right. I'm going to keep playing this as I normally do. If we need a guy for a certain series, we'll fluctuate between Toledo and Detroit. Here's Carpenter pinch hitting. First pitch swinging, pops it foul and out of play.
Yeah, that's what you need to do against a guy like Stanek, or really any pinch hit. You get a heater early in the count when you're coming off the bench. There's no time. There's no time to feel it out and get into at-bats. You see the first thing smoking, you better lay wood to it. That pitch was up.
Carey does not have a pinch hit home run in his career, but he's a .281 hitter as a pinch hitter. The 0-1. Wave and a miss. He chased a split that time, and Stanek is ahead 0-2. And
that's why you got to be aggressive with a guy like Stanek. You got nasty secondary. Split right there. That slider's good, too.
Partner, if you're looking for some hair.
Good stuff, man. That's a good head of lettuce out there on Stanek, man.
0-2 the count. Pitch to Carpenter. He drives this one in the air, right center. Soto gets to the spot, makes the catch to retire the side. Tigers tie it up on a wild pitch. It's a 6-6 ball game as we head to the 6th inning here on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
At Comerica Bank, we're...
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd roll in that grass for days. Betty gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
I'm Jonathan Mayo, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
Top of the 6th inning, and it's a good one today here at Comerica Park. Tie ball game 6-6. Gary Carpenter remains in the game. He's in right field. Wenzel Perez shifting to center. And what do we got going here? It looks like an errant ball came onto the warning track, and Wenzel had to run about 200 yards to get there. 6th inning is brought to you by the Jack Demmer Automotive Group. Experience the Demmer difference. Luis Torrens leads off here in the 6th inning against Drew Summers, who got the final 2 outs of the 5th for the Tigers, and Summers will start him with a slider away for ball 1.
Yeah, nice job by Summers getting out of that 5th inning.
Luis Torrens 2 for 2 with a pair of RBIs today. There's a called strike. Six runs on 10 hits for the Tigers, 6 runs on 5 hits for the Mets. 1-1 to Torrens. This one lifted in the air, right field and shallow. Carpenter just into the game, long run, and it falls in front for a base hit. So Luis Torrens 3 for 3 in this game. And here's Brett Beatty, who's 0 for 1 with a walk.
That's the second jam piece he's lobbed over there today, too. Solid doubled on the left field line the first time, but this last 2 have just been little nestle pieces in front of the right fielder, this time Carpenter.
Andy Ibanez was in at third, now takes a couple of steps back. Runner on first is Torrens, not a threat to go. Tigers will play for 2 up the middle with McKinstry shaded to the right. First pitch taken for a called strike by Beatty. And this is a big outing for Drew Summers. If he can put up a 0, that'll do wonders for his confidence after giving up runs in each of his last 2 appearances as Troy Melton continues to warm in the Tigers' pen. Summers on the 0-1. Bunt laid down by Beatty. He fouls it away, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, you're right about that. This first outing in the big leagues, it was not that bad. He got squeezed on a couple calls, and then there was some damage after that. But the last couple, you're right, gave up some runs. It's been a little bit of loud contact, but got out of that last inning very nicely with the fly ball, the pop-up to center field, Javi Baez off the bat of Jeff McNeil, and then punching out Cedric Mullins. Makes a nice pitch to Torrens, just get one dumped into right field. So keep your confidence, keep hitting your spots.
Summers looks at first and delivers the 0-2. That one in the dirt on a slider. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Game in the hands of both bullpens. 6-6 here in the 6th inning. 1-2 the count on the left-handed hitting Beatty. Summers. He kicks and fires. Swinging a soft tapper. Torkelson will pick. It's going to have to hurry, and he beats Beatty to the bag, basically acting as a swinging bunt right there as Torrens gets to second. And it sets the Mets up with a go-ahead man in scoring position for the top of the lineup.
Yeah, that was an interesting little play right there. A little nuanced play at first base. Torkelson headed over to get that ball between the mound and first base. Summers was headed that way. Summers had to stop to keep from barreling over him. Then nobody would catch the ball. But Torque got the ball, raced to first base, and was able to beat Beatty over to the bag.
Here's Francisco Lindor batting from the right side. He takes a ball low on a sinker. Well, and you know why AJ is keeping Summers in, because he wants that left on left with Soto due next. The 1-0. Hit in the air, foul, first base side, evens the count.
And it turns Lindor around as well. I mean, again, you're right. He's chasing that left on left. Lindor certainly is good from the right side. But sometimes just turning a guy around, just giving it a different look in game is difficult. I can tell you that from experience. You want those at-bats when guys flip you around, but it is a different look. You've been hitting left-handed all day or right-handed all day.
Ball and a strike to count on Lindor, and now time called. Tigers and Mets 6-6 in the 6th inning. Opening game of this 3-game series. Back to a night game tomorrow night. Ball and a strike on Lindor. Summers deals way outside, and a nice job by Dylan Dingler making sure to corral that one. It was in the left-handed batter's box, and he had to lunge to pick it out of the air. Summers the set, looks at second, 2-1 on Lindor. Down and in, and he hit him. Yes, he did. Got him in the foot. And now we've got a mound meeting with Chris Fetter coming on out to talk strategy as Juan Soto will bat. Ooh, that's going to sting a little bit on Lindor, right on the top of the foot.
That's the worst. That when a pitcher hits you back foot slider, right on either the instep or, like you said, right on the laces of your shoe. There's no cushion there, nothing you can really do.
Some guys will wear a little extra padding there if they're susceptible to fouling them off their foot, but Lindor was just with shoes.
And typically not on your back foot either. Yeah. You don't often see the guys unless you're coming off some type of injury, and sometimes they'll have that little flap there, but most times guys aren't going to wear one off the back foot.
Big spot again. Juan Soto, grand slam his last time through. It's a .230 hitter against lefties. Summers delivers first pitch. Fastball up, and it's ball 1. Soto has come to the plate today with 9 men on base. The 1-0. Chopped up the first base line. Fair ball. It's going to get down into the corner. Torrens scores. Lindor heads to third. He'll score. It's a 2-run triple for Juan Soto. He's got 6 RBIs in the game, and the Mets retake the lead. It's 8-6.
So Juan Soto didn't hit this ball terribly hard. It was a sinker in.
And that's it for Drew Summers, A.J. Hinch out. Bullpen time for the Tigers. Will step aside. Mets lead at 8-6 here on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
For 95 years, in communities across the globe, Gallagher's Insurance, Risk Management, and Consulting Solutions have helped businesses face their future with confidence. Whether your business is across the street or...
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd roll in that grass for days. Betty gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
Six Mets, and this Tiger pitching change brought to you by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Troy Melton is on, partner.
Troy Melton out there, out of that Tiger bullpen. He's been electric since he's been in the big leagues. Four-seam fastball, slider. The two-seam fastball, cutter, and a split.
And Pete Alonso is the batter with a man on third. And the first pitch, fastball up and inside, and ball one on Alonso. Well, it's been the Juan Soto show the last two times he's been at the plate. He has driven in now 6 of the 8 Mets runs in this ball game. Tigers will play with the infield in, slightly back on the left side with the left right-handed batter at the plate. There's a called strike. It's 1-1. Well, they got the matchup they wanted with a lefty and facing Soto, and it just didn't work out. He's at third. The 1-1 pitch taken low, 2 balls and a strike. So the Tigers playing from behind again. It's been a seesaw game. Each team with multiple leads in this one. Melton's 2-1. Swinging a foul straight back, evens the count 2-2.
Yeah, good fastball down and away from the polar bear, Pete Alonso. With a four-seam fastball, that one 97 miles an hour. That's about where he sits most of the time. That slider and that split have been very good.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Alonso. Melton deals. Got him. Swinging strike 399 up. Good pitch from Troy.
Yeah, we're not messing around right here. Take this high gas. 99 up in the zone. Just challenge heater from Troy Melton and blows Alonso away.
Soto's still at third. Brandon Nimmo's 0 for 3. Now the Mets are used to playing these high-scoring ball games. First pitch to Nimmo is driven in the air down the left field line and foul. And it seems like all day, especially with Soto, just one pitch away.
Yeah. Absolutely. But again, you talk about it. That's why he's one of the best hitters in the game.
0-1. Chop to the left side. Ibanez can't pick it, and it trickles, I believe, off his glove into left field. It's 9-6 Mets as Soto scores.
Yeah, Brandon Nimmo doesn't do too much with this ball. He gets a fastball, a splitter that was up in the zone a little bit, and hits it to where the shortstop would normally be playing. Zach McKinstry was pulled up in the middle of the field. He had to go extreme to his right. Andy Ibanez couldn't quite get there, hits off the end of his glove. And he was the only one that was going to make that play with the way McKinstry was running away from the play. If he catches it, have a hard time throwing Nimmo out there.
So the Mets back up by 3. There's a called strike on Mark Vientos. This goes as an RBI single for Brandon Nimmo. All 3 runs charged to Drew Summers, the 0-1. Wave and a miss, 0-2 on a sinker in. California cool with Troy Melton. Nothing seems to faze this kid as he stretches and deals on the 0-2 to Vientos. Got him! Swinging strike 3. 2 strikeouts for Melton. Mets get 3, and it's 9-6 New York as we head to the bottom of the 6th on the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meyer.
You're one of the favorite players in the clubhouse, Libra, since you know how to work your charm on and off the field. But your personable desire is underscored by a deep desire to become one of the baseball greats. Even though the season is coming to a close, you can start envisioning your future goals for next year, putting you far ahead of the competition.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd roll in that grass for days. Betty gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
Do you guys make your own brisket here?
Yes, we do. We are known by our brisket.
Barbecue brisket sandwich. Quality is better than other places, and it looks good. We're ready to eat.
We go to an average 500 briskets per game. We hear a lot from our fans. They want to try something with wrap, easy to eat. So we say, well, let's do like a brisket, wrap, and an egg roll.
That's beautiful. You get the gold medal for culinary brisketry here in Texas.
Yes.
We're in the bottom of the 6th inning here at Comerica Park. It is 9-6 in favor of the Mets as Tyler Rogers is the new pitcher. And it'll be Jemai Jones leading things off. He's had a nice day at the plate today. 2 hits, including a homer. He's driven in a pair in the sidewinding right. He deals this one bunted down the third base line. Barehand play by Beatty with no throw. It's a bunt single for Jemai Jones, who has his 3rd hit of the game.
Do it, Jam. Jemai Jones, smart baseball play right there. Tigers need a base runner, need a spark. You got the sidewinder coming from up under. Out there on the mound, Brett Beatty's playing back. All you got to do is get it in play down towards third base, and he bunts a gem out there. Put it in your pocket. It's a base knock.
Mets pitching change brought to you by Primitive, official CBD relief partner of the Detroit Tigers. First pitch to Gleyber Torres. Ground ball, right side, deep in the hole. Picked in shallow right. Flipped to first, and a nice play by Jeff McNeil to get Gleyber Torres, and there's one out in the 6th inning.
Yeah, it sure was. Jeff McNeil had to go a long way to get that ball. Wasn't hit particularly hard, but it was hit in the right place. He was way out back in the where the triangle is, where you used to be able to play before they changed the rules. Fumbled it a little bit, but stayed with it and recorded the out at first base.
A man on second for Wenzel Perez. Had a 2-run home run back in the 3rd inning. 9-6 Mets ahead. Rogers deals, and the first pitch is a sinker in for a strike.
Partner, if I'm not mistaken, that is the first bunt base hit by the Tigers all year long.
Let's get the research department on that one. 0-1. In there, called strike on a sinker away, and Wenzel finds himself in a hole at 0-2.
I got that stat from our friend Mike Simon with Sports Info Solutions. Do great work for us about 3 weeks ago, and I don't know that we've had one since. I think it's still right.
Ooh, Joey Cora had to duck out of the way of that line drive foul.
I think it's still right.
Look how far down Rogers gets when he releases that baseball, and a defensive swing that time from Wenzel Perez to stay alive. Just frisbees that ball in there. The 0-2. Ground ball foul, first base side.
It is so hard to hit those guys, regardless of whether you are right-handed or a left-hander. Tyler Rogers is a right-hander. You just do not see that arm angle, ever. You don't practice against it, you don't work against it, and you see it once or twice a year. And that's why the guys like this are effective.
Wenzel fouls back the next pitch. We'll do it again at 0-2.
It's the deception from that angle. And then if you're talking about a right-handed pitcher like Rogers throwing from that type of arm angle and a left-handed hitter, that's where they're going. That's the kryptonite to the guys who have this submarine action. Can you be effective to left-handers? And he is able to do so.
The 0-2. This one floated in the air. Shallow center. Mullins on his horse. He dives and comes up with it. Throw back to second. What a play by Cedric Mullins, 2 down.
Wow. Cedric Mullins, he just outran the baseball. He used to absolutely fly. He's lost a step, obviously, as you do. Father Time's undefeated, but he can still go get him. And Cedric Mullins lays full out completely and gets that leather just under the ball before it hits this Comerica Park turf. Tremendous play.
Yeah, that saves a run from scoring. Each team with 7 strikeouts in the ball game, and strikeout update brought to you by Carbliss, official ready-to-drink canned cocktail of the Detroit Tigers. 9-6, Tigers trail it. 6th inning. Here's Spencer Torkelson with a man on second. Jones, a huge lead. Ground ball foul, third base side. They are paying zero attention to Jahmai Jones at second. He was a third of the way to third base.
Jahmai Jones gets super aggressive secondary leads. And again, there's nobody. They're playing a more traditional alignment right now with Rogers. Nobody's shaded up the middle, either Lindor or McNeil.
That's high and away, and the count goes even at a ball and a strike.
One of those rules is you can get off as far as the guy is away from you, and nobody's particularly close.
Jones off second, ball and a strike on Torkelson, who's 1 for 3 today. Rogers holds the ball at the belt, offers up 1-1. Torkelson takes high, 2 balls and a strike. Rogers came over in a trade with the San Francisco Giants. Two-1. Torkelson a swinging strike, 2-2. Mets sending Blade Tidwell, Jose Buto, and Drew Gilbert to the Giants in exchange for Rogers. Mets were busy at the deadline this year.
They were busy.
2-2. Pitch to Torque. Looped into the air, foul, first base side.
The president of our research department, Marin Klein, unbelievable help to us in the booth all year long, has confirmed that I am correct. If this is,
I mean, you're usually correct.
I mean, you know, that's most of the time, but no. Last team in the big leagues this year to record one.
2-2. Way outside. Nice job by Torkelson laying off, and it runs the count full. Man on second, 2 outs in the Tigers' 6th. Tigers down by 3 runs to the New York Mets. Rogers working third base side of the rubber, deals 3-2 on Torkelson. He takes strike 3. We go to the 7th. 9-6 Mets lead it here on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
We're in the top of the 7th, 9-6. The Mets lead the Tigers. Troy Melton back to work. Jeff McNeil leads off. First pitch fouled away, first base side, and it's 0-1. Wild one here to open up this 3-game series. Tigers got on the board back in the first inning on a Jahmai Jones home run. And that was just the start of a crazy run-scoring day as that pitch misses from Melton, evening up the count on a ball and a strike. 7th inning is brought to you by Verizon, the #1 network in Detroit. 1-1 pitch. McNeil lays off. It's away. It's 2-1. Melton, the 4th pitcher used by A.J. Hinch this afternoon. 2-1 pitch from Melton. Swinging strike 2 and evens the count.
Yeah, good cutter back door. That's away from the left-hander. That's arm side to Troy Melton. Just that little subtle move, throws it just off the plate, gets just back on the plate. McNeil can't catch it.
2 balls, 2 strikes on McNeil. Melton into his motion, delivers in the dirt. Bobby, this is the Tigers bullpen that had an excellent weekend in Kansas City.
Yes.
9 2/3 worked by the pen in that series, only allowing 2 runs, and they came on 1 swing off a guy you may have heard of, Bobby Witt Jr.
Right. Pretty good.
Payoff to McNeil is roped to second, and off the glove on the hop of Gleyber Torres. McNeil reaches. And that'll be an error on Gleyber Torres, his 5th of the year.
Yeah, he hit that ball hard. That's one of those where you have to retreat and create space for the long hop. And Gleyber just boxed it. Doesn't do it very often. Very good hands all the time. But hits off the thumb, and it's in the right field.
We got a pinch runner down there, partner?
It looks like it. Is that Acuna, Luis Angel Acuna?
Runner on first for Cedric Mullins. Ibanez pulled in at third. Melton stretches. First pitch is up.
We have confirmation. It is Acuna pinch running at first base for McNeil.
Pick on to first. Acuna diving back in ahead of it. Well, he was one of the Mets' September call-ups. One-0 from Melton. Line the other way, a foul. Count evens up on Mullins at a ball and a strike.
If you were wondering, Acuna, could that be? Yes, you are
It
correct.
is.
Ronald Acuna's little brother.
It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Mullins. The pitch outside. 2 balls and a strike. Acuna played in 80 games this season for the Mets. Got up to the big leagues at the end of last season. 2-1 to Mullins. Runner going. Pitches a ball. Throw down. Not in time. Acuna's got a stolen base, his 13th.
Yeah, no chance for Dingler right there. He stole that one off Melton. The same hold times and the same rhythm. Most of that at bat. Acuna timed him up and had a little bit of momentum and a really good jump.
3 balls and a strike on Cedric Mullins. One pitch. In for a called strike, 2 runs at full. Acuna, he came over to the Mets in a trade with the Texas Rangers. That was the Max Scherzer deal. Melton stretches. Payoff. Up and away, lost in ball 4. So an error and a walk, giving the Mets 2 base runners for Luis Torrens.
Renz has already got 3 hits on the day, a 2-run RBI earlier, 2-run double earlier in the game down the left field line. He's dumped a couple balls into right field for base knocks.
Pair of singles, a double, 2 RBIs. He has scored twice. Runners on first and second. He shows bunt, pulls it back, and sinker missing well outside from Melton. Melton spelled Drew Summers in the 7th inning, rather in the 6th inning. Got a pair of strikeouts, but now corners crashing, 1-0. Bunt laid down, Torkelson will field. The only play is to first. It's in time to Gleyber Torres covering. Successful sacrifice bunt.
Yeah, second one of the day by the Mets. You see this lineup with all this thump in it. They're not afraid to lay sac bunts down to move runners. All the math and all the data will tell you it doesn't enhance your run scoring probability. Carlos Mendoza doesn't care. A little old school baseball right here.
Brett Beatty, the batter, with second and third. Infield pulled in. First pitch in the dirt. Nice pick by Dingler on the splitter. Melton a little erratic here in the 7th inning. Tigers down by 3. Mets with runners on second and third. Melton stretches at the belt, deals on the 1-0 to Beatty. It's low, it's 2-0.
The stuff is still good. That fastball was 99 out of the hands of Troy Melton right there, but a little, like you said, just first time we've seen a little spray like this.
2-0. Ground ball, diving play by the second baseman, Gleyber Torres, but his only play is to first. Run scores from third. It's 10-6 Mets.
Yeah, Acuna was going on contact right there. There's no chance of getting him there. Fantastic diving play to his right as he was drawn in. Took a peek at third base. Maybe he could get Cedric Mullins rounding or something like that, but there was no play down there. Takes it out at first base.
Well, and it's a good thing he at least made the diving stop there, because if that gets through, 2 runs come in to score. So 10-6. Now Francisco Lindor will bat with a man on third. First pitch. Lindor a wave and a miss on a fastball away. Tell he was expecting something else and not 98.
No, he was not expecting that.
Lindor 0 for 2, hit by a pitch and a walk in this game. Partner, we talked about it, the free opportunities that the Tigers have given up today. 2 hit batters, both coming in to score. One of the walks coming in to score, and an error.
Yeah.
And that run came in to score.
That's 4 runs in a 10-6 ball game.
The 0-1. Inside, count evens up. This will be an unearned run charge to Melton. Melton's 1-1. Lindor takes it away. 2 balls and a strike. Cedric Mullins, the runner at third with 2 outs. Melton kicks and deals. Outside corner. Beautiful pitch that time for a called strike 2.
Yeah, that heater down and away from the left-handed hitter. That arm side fastball. That's the thing. Melton's command with that fastball allows everything else to be useful.
Here's the 2-2. It's away and it runs the count full.
And even that right there, it wasn't a non-competitive miss. It was just out of the zone. If you want to throw slider back door, you want to throw cutter back door, it's open now because you can use your miss in situations like that.
3-2 the count. Payoff pitch. Lindor shoots this one to short. Backing up on a nice play by McKinstry. Going to have to hurry. Throw to first. It's in time. Run comes in to score for the Mets. They lead 10-6 as we head into the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by DTE. Manage your energy use and save. Go to DTEenergy.com/save energy.
La sopita en polvo con el mejor sabor. Tú y Maggie, el secreto del sabor dominicano.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
And the Tigers trailing the Mets 10-6. Riley Green to lead things off, and we've got a new pitcher for the New York Mets. And it's Ryan Helsley.
Yeah, Ryan Helsley came over from the Cardinals in a deadline deal. Last time out against the Phillies, or against the Marlins. Inning pitch, gave up a hit. Clean otherwise.
Pitch to Riley Green. He swings ground ball to first, and a diving attempt by Alonso. It gets by him, and it gets down into the corner. Green's going to have extra bases. He will cruise into second with a leadoff double for his second hit of the ball game. Jumps all over that 100-mile-an-hour fastball down and in, and yanked it to the pool side past Alonso.
Yeah, that's it. That's what. Hey, you better get it started against Helsley. You're going to get a bunch of heaters. Likes to throw his fastball. Riley dropped the hammer on that one down and in. Tucks it inside the line, beats Alonso. He's on base with a double to lead off this seventh.
Here's Colt Keith. Pinch hitting for Andy Ibanez, who will finish his day 1 for 3. First pitch to Keith. He lines it to center. Mullins charging. Mullins making the running catch.
Another good break from Cedric Mullins. Reads that ball off the bat of the pinch hitter, Colt Keith. Hit on a line, sinking line drive. He puts his foot in the ground and drives through it. Doesn't have to leave his feet this time. Good play by Cedric Mullins out there in center field.
Luis Angel Acuna stays in the game at second base for the Mets. Dylan Dingler, the batter. He's 2 for 3 with a pair of singles. Tigers out hitting the Mets 12-8, but they trail 10-6. Helsley delivers. Dingler taking a called strike 96, dots it at the bottom of the zone. Neither starter lasted deep in this ball game. Both Minaya and Morton going 3 2/3. Pitch counts got high early. Minaya threw 83. Morton threw 86. Pitch counts brought to you by Rocket Mortgage on the Dream. This one softly hit over to third. Glove by Beatty across in time to get Dingler 2 outs. Hardest working player presented by Carhartt. Proud to support Detroit Tigers baseball and all the hard-working people who make it possible. I don't know how you pick one in this game.
We may not know the hardest working player just yet. There's still some outs left in this one, partner.
Go Zach McKinstry.
Sure. Nothing wrong with that.
Been on base 3 times today. Had a big RBI triple and a run scored. Riley Green off second. First pitch to McKinstry. He drives this one in the air right field. It is sinking, and it falls in for a hit. Riley Green scores from second, and Zach McKinstry's got his second RBI hit of the day. And the Tigers able to take advantage of the leadoff Riley Green double.
Right on cue. Hardest working player of the day right there. Gets another RBI base hit. These Tigers are not waiting around on Ryan Helsley, and you better not, because it's power stuff. Fastball in the upper 90s, slider. That's what he does 95% of the time. There's a curve and a cutter in the mix. Don't worry about it. You're not getting them. He gets that slider. It's in the middle of the zone. He dumps it into right field for a base hit.
Now we have a mound meeting, and that might be it. It is. So Helsley gives up a run. There's a man on first with 2 outs, and we'll step aside for this Mets call to the pen. 10-7 New York leads it on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
At Comerica Bank, we're creating
La sopita en polvo con el mejor sabor. Tú y Maggie, el secreto del sabor dominicano.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
Tip of the cap, and now here we go. He gets Larry Walker. And here he is. He's going to face him right-handed. Why not? He looks like a catcher hitting. And now he's back to the left side. And a 2-out walk. So Walker reaches base after that first pitch that was like the flyby here right after the anthem.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
Bit of a chess match here. Kerry Carpenter was the hitter, but he is now sat down as Brooks Raley, the lefty, comes in out of the Mets bullpen with his pitching change brought to you by Primitive, official CBD relief partner of the Detroit Tigers. And pinch hitting, Justin Henry Malloy, just up from AAA Toledo.
Jahan back in the big leagues as these rosters expand. Did a nice job at AAA, hitting well over 300, flashed some power.
Tigers getting a run off of Ryan Helsley, and Malloy tried to hold up on a sweeper up and in from Raley. He did not. It's a strike, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, and Raley, 37 years old, longtime big leaguer. Sweeper, sinker, cutter, changeup.
Malloy pounds it into the ground foul, and he's quickly in a hole 0-2.
Yeah, a lot of sweepers and a lot of sinkers from Raley, who used that cutter and that changeup.
Tiger pinch hitters in this game 0 for 2. So Carlos Mendoza did not want Ryan Helsley facing Kerry Carpenter. 0-2, way outside, ball in 2 strikes.
I think it's a situation for Carlos Mendoza. Kerry Carpenter, while he doesn't get a lot of ABs against left-handed pitching, if you leave one in the middle, he is capable of changing the scoreboard in a hurry. And I think he'd rather have a little bit unknown with Malloy in the box against Raley.
The 1-2 is fouled straight back, and we'll do it again. Sweeper that time that sat at the bottom of the zone.
He has to know that, he knows that AJ doesn't allow Carp to hit too often against left-handed pitching. That's an interesting move. It's interesting to see how this is going to play out.
Runner on first is Zach McKinstry. He singled home Riley Green. 1-2. Malloy checks. Did he go? No. Held up. 2-2 the count. Raley is the 6th Mets pitcher in this ballgame. 18th appearance out of the Mets bullpen. The 2-2. Malloy pops it up. Middle of the infield. Who's going to take it? Alonso says he's got it called off by Acuna. Acuna puts it away. And the Tigers settle for 1. We go to the 8th inning. 10-7 Mets lead it on the Detroit Tigers radio network.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
this time. Can't get it, and neither could the fan. Oh, that's when you don't wear flip-flops.
Caminero strikes out, and the bat gets a 7.5 on the distance. But it's stuck to the landing.
That's poked in. That hits the umpire. The ball is in play, and it's a base hit for Frazier.
Roberto Ortiz did what he could to try and get out of the way. Couldn't.
Took the wrong direction.
He just didn't know which way to go.
And it's 10-7 in favor of the Mets. Troy Melton back to work for the Tigers, and Juan Soto leads off. He's had a big day at the plate. First pitch to Soto. It's a fastball away, and that's ball one. Eighth inning brought to you by Hatfield Foods. Better care, better pork. Teams exchanging runs in the seventh inning, and the Mets maintaining a 3-run advantage. The 1-0 pitch is taken on the inside corner for a called strike, evening up the count. Soto has walked, tripled, homered, and has driven in 6 of the 10 Mets runs today. The 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. He tripled off of Drew Summers in the 6th inning. Two-one. Outside, 3-1. Tigers will have the top of the card due up in the bottom of the 8th inning. 3 balls and a strike on Juan Soto. Melton, step back wind, deals. Up and away, ball 4, and Soto walks for the second time in the game.
Yeah, pitched very carefully to Juan Soto right there. Rightfully so.
Now we'll get a check of the out-of-town scoreboard from the 1-800-CALL-SAM studios. One final, Washington shuts out Miami 2-0. Games in action right now. Toronto rallying to go up 4-2 on Cincinnati in the 9th inning. White Sox up 4-2 on the Twins. We'll see the White Sox this weekend here at Comerica Park. Pick on to first, Soto diving back in ahead of it. Juan Soto also 26 stolen bases on the year. He does pretty much everything.
Now that's sneaky. You wouldn't know that. But again, that's a lot of baseball IQ. I think they don't pay as much attention to him over there as he should, and he capitalizes on those opportunities.
0-1. Inside, ball and a strike. Soto and Lindor, each with 25 and 25 homers and stolen bases. Only one other duo in Mets history has that distinction. Runner goes, it's fouled away. He got a huge lead that time. The 1-2 count.
Yeah, he can't believe it. He can't believe Pete Alonso swung at that pitch because he had that bag stolen. Again, Troy Melton, the victim of going on the same timing and rhythm. Luis Angel Acuna got him last time. Juan Soto almost got him this time. A lot of holding runners is not necessarily throwing over, but it's varying your times to home plate.
Soto off first. The 1-2 doesn't go, and it's a swinging strike. 3 on a fastball away. Well, Alonso down on strikes for the second time in the game. And there's 1 out for Brandon Nimmo. The other Mets duo to do that, Bobby? Darryl Strawberry and Howard Johnson back in 1987.
Oh, wow. After the pinch hits last inning, Jay Henn out there in right field, and Coach Keith is over at third base.
Nimmo, a swinging strike. Back pick from Dingler, but not in time. Throw was a bit high, and Soto not far off the bag. That's one way to keep a runner honest at first.
And again, in the era where you can't step out, you can't throw over as much as you want to, that is a very good way. We've seen Dylan Dingler and Jake Rogers both be very aggressive, trying to cut down runners.
And they've got Soto picked. 1, 3, 6, 3, and he is out.
Nice job right there by Troy Melton. Soto was trying to be very aggressive on that timing again. He held it for an extra beat and then heard the step off, throws over. And the Tigers do a nice job of executing the run down, closing down the distances and making Soto change directions quickly. And then at that point, it's just a game of catch.
And partner, you said it, disrupting the timing. Look what happens.
That's it.
The 0-1. Taken in, count evens, ball and a strike. So the base is cleared, 2 outs, and it's a 1-1 count on Brandon Nimmo. 1-1 missing low, 2 balls and a strike. Melton has been effective since coming into this ball game. Gave up an unearned run in the 7th inning. The 2-1 pitch. Nimmo rolls it over to first. Torkelson will pick it at the belt. Underhand flip to Melton covering. He taps the bag, and Troy has a scoreless frame. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Tigers trail the Mets 10-7 here on the home.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd roll in that grass for days. Betty gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the Detroit Tigers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Detroit Tigers. Jahmai Jones leads off the Tiger 8th. He'll take a called strike. Brooks Raley, who came to this ball game in the 7th inning. 10-7 Mets ahead here in the 8th. The 0-1 taken high and away, evening up the count at a ball and a strike. Top of the card for A.J. Hinch here in the 8th inning. Jahmai Jones has had a nice day, 3 hits, including a bunt single. He's driven in a pair. He's also homered, the 1-1. Inside, backs him away, nearly hit by the pitch. It's 2 balls and a strike.
String together at bats, try to get back in this ball game.
2-1 pitch. Jones, a wave and a miss on top of a sweeper, and it's a 2-2 count. Ryan Helsley ended up giving a run on 2 hits in 2/3 of an inning. Really the 6th man on the mound today for the Mets, and they have more action in their bullpen. Two. Hook to left, and it's a 4-hit day for Jahmai Jones. He's going to try to extend it to a double. Nimmo's throw into second, not in time. Jahmai Jones getting the 8th inning started off right with a 2-bagger.
Jahmai Jones making the most of his opportunity today. Got a changeup out in front of it, just wands it over third base, hard enough to get it down that third base line into left field. Nimmo had to go a long way to get it. Jahmai Jones is on his horse the whole time. You were going to have to stop him to see if you could keep him to a single. They weren't able to. He's on second base to lead off this 8th inning.
So man on second, nobody out for Gleyber Torres, who's 1 for 3 with a walk. First pitch, Gleyber takes sweeper for a called strike 1. Brooks Raley, one lefty left in that Mets pen. The 0-1 pitch, flown to left. Nimmo going back, and he's got room. Left center, he'll make the catch, tagging, heading to third. Jones head first dive, and he's in there safely.
Glaber got that cutter, and it did just what it needed to. That cutter designed just to get off the barrel, off the end of the bat. Glaber had a good pass at it, and it got in just enough for him not to hit it off the wall or split that gap out in left center field. But Jones, that ball was out there pretty far. Jones went ahead and tagged and advanced to third base.
It's been 6 appearances since Raley has allowed a run. Wenzel Perez homered back in the third. First pitch that he sees, hooks across for a strike on a sweeper. And the season on the injured list. It's activated on July 18th. This one chopped to third. It'll get a run home. Nice play by Beatty on the short hop. Flips on to first. Wenzel Perez, a 3 RBI day. And now a 2-run ball game. It's 10-8 Mets.
Another changeup out in front of that one was Wenzel Perez. Does a nice job of putting it in play. Chopper. Run scores, and again, Carlos Mendoza wearing out a path. He's going to go back to his bullpen.
So the 7th different Met pitcher will come into this ball game as we step aside with 2 out in the 8th inning and the base is empty for this call to the bullpen. 10-8 Mets ahead on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
At Comerica Bank.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
It's 10-8 Mets here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Mets making the call to the bullpen. We'll pause for station identification on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Carlos Mendoza goes and gets his closer, Edwin Diaz, 24 of 26 converting on saves. Spencer Torkelson takes 97 down and away for ball 1. It's the 51st appearance for Diaz, who's 6-2 with a 192 earned run average. The 1-0. Torque drives this one in the air, left field. At the warning track, Nimmo at the wall, and that's where he'll make the catch. Torque just got under it. And we go to the 9th inning. It is 10-8 Mets on the Detroit Tigers radio.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd roll in that grass for days. Betty gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
better.
Pella Detroit delivers peace of mind, beauty, and comfort with every window and door. Call for a free consultation at 248-292-5000 and hear about our affordable finance options.
Top of the ninth inning, it is 10-8 in favor of the Mets, and Brendan Hannafy is the new pitcher. Bobby Scales with this Southeast Michigan Orioles called to the bullpen. First pitch to Mark Vientos is taken for a called strike one.
Yeah, it's that familiar sinker from Brendan Hannafy, power sinker. 95, 96 miles an hour. There's a slider, a four-seam fastball, which he's thrown a little bit more to left-handed hitters. He also has a changeup to go with them all.
0-1 to Vientos, swinging a ground ball to short. McKinstry's there. He will scoop it, flips it onto first, one away. Well, the ninth inning brought to you by Comerica. Only one bank has been committed to Michigan since 1849. That's Comerica. Game brought to you in part by Corewell Health, reminding you that together we can overcome any obstacle and fight any battle. Looking ahead, bottom of the ninth, Bobby, it'll be Riley Green, Colt Keefe, and Dylan Dingler two up against Edwin Diaz. Luis Angel Acuna, the batter, his first at bat of the day. First pitch is taken for a strike from Hannafy. You are just a bloop and a blast away from a tie ball game here today.
That's it.
The 0-1. Taken low, count evens up, ball and a strike.
Clubs in a little bit different spots.
Tigers entering play 9.5 up in their division. The Mets 6 back of the Phillies, but currently occupying the third wild card spot in the National League. The 3-2 is chopped to third and foul. Tigers came into the game today 32-12 in series openers. Tied with the 84 and the 1915 clubs for the best start to the series, or the season rather, through 44 series. This one softly hit over to short. McKinstry's got it, has to hurry. Throw to first in time, 2 outs.
Zach McKinstry made a nice play. Couple easy for me to say.
Couple
steps. Couple steps to his right, gets around that ball and fires a strike. You better get rid of it. Acuna can fly. He does a nice job.
Here's Cedric Mullins. Doesn't have a hit, but he's been productive today. 2 walks and a sacrifice. First pitch to Mullins. Fouls it over the screen into the seats, and it's 0-1.
Better than I did talking about it.
No balls in the strike to count. Pitch to Mullins. And did it hit him? Way inside. I don't know how he got away from that.
Nor do I. I think he jackknifed out of the way, and Dingler just got a piece of it on the way by. But from our vantage point here, it certainly looked like I got a piece of Cedric Mullins. No one's saying a word, so it must not have.
It's a ball and a strike on Mullins. Hannafy, step back wide, deals 1-1. This one hit in the air, foul down the left field line, and Hannafy's ahead 1-2. Hannafy has one job in this inning, and that's keep it a 2-run game. He's gotten to 2 outs. Base is empty. 1-2 the count on Mullins. Here's the pitch. He misses with it down and in on a slider.
Yeah, Hannafy's ability to get left-handed hitters out mean, he's using that four-seamer to try to straighten him up a little bit to go back to the changeup or that slider down and in.
2-2. Popped him up. We'll see if it stays in the field of play. Dingler gives it a look, but it is on the roof of the Tiger dugout.
And that was said four-seam fastball. He wanted that in more. Didn't get it there. Left it out over the middle. Fortunate that Mullins popped it up.
Well, couldn't ask for a better day on this Labor Day. 2-2 on Mullins. Hannafy into his wind, delivers up and outside, runs it full. Night game tomorrow night, 6:40 on the first pitch. Nolan McLean goes for the Mets. We do not know yet who will start for the Tigers. 3-2. Hit in the air, left field line, headed foul into the seats. Drops into the second row down that left field line. We'll do it again at 3-2. Mullins hanging tough. Wednesday, back to a 1:10 first pitch. Clay Holmes against Casey Mize, the pitching matchup. Tigers will have the day off on Thursday. White Sox coming into town for 3 over the weekend. 3-2 on Cedric Mullins. Payoff once more. Got him looking. Strike 3 called in a 1-2-3 inning for Brennan Hannafy. That sends this game into the bottom of the ninth. It's the Mets 10, the Tigers 8.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup features some of the best talent in the game. A lot of power, a lot of marquee names.
Here we go. Buckle up, folks. There's a guy who wants to be in the spotlight. The bats have come alive. A showstopper. We're just playing Powerball. This place doesn't know what hit them.
These teams are entertaining, are they not? The show continues.
Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
Let's see if we can figure out the following.
Get ready to level up your trading card collection with 2025 Topps Chrome Baseball. Packed with the hottest rookies and fan-favorite vets, this year's release is an absolute showstopper, all in the signature Chrome Shine. We're talking draw-dropping designs, and of course, those coveted Chrome rookie autos. So whether you're chasing hits or just looking to pull heat straight from the pack, Topps Chrome is the move this season. Head over to Topps.com and start your chase today with 2025 Topps Chrome Baseball.
Davey Tree and the Detroit Tigers present Triples for Trees. So far, that's 60 trees planted in Detroit and counting. 3 trees for every Tigers triple this season.
We are in the bottom of the ninth, and the Tigers are down by 2 to the New York Mets. It's 10-8. Riley Green, Colt Keith, Dylan Dingler. Scheduled hitters for A.J. Hinch here in the ninth inning against Edwin Diaz, who nearly gave up a home run to Spencer Torkelson, who flew out to the very edge of the warning track, right up against the wall in the 8th inning. So Riley leads it on. 2 hits today for him. He'll swing and send one deep to right. That ball is foul.
As that four-seam fastball in, Riley gave it a ride. Right down there in the corner. Getting another look at it here on our Fan Sports Monitor. That ball was foul. Yep, just foul.
Had the height to get out. That is 2 missiles off of Diaz. And the Tigers nothing to show for it to this point.
I mean, what is that, partner? 2 or 3 feet foul, that's it?
If that.
Yeah.
0-1 on Green. Takes a strike. Ooh, that is not a strike, Bobby.
No, that's a ball off.
And now Green in a hole 0-2. Diaz delivers. Green fouls it back 99 to stay alive.
Yeah, he had a hack at it too. John Lipka's had a pretty good day behind the plate. Few 50-50 edge balls either way. Nothing crazy to cry about.
Tigers down by 2 here in the 9th inning. Green singled in the 2nd, doubled and scored in the 7th. The 0-2. Got him. Swinging strike 398 up. One away.
Diaz stayed firm. Went fastball up and away. He'd gone with those pitches in. He goes up and away with that fastball. It's a four-seam fastball, but because of his arm angle, it's a low three-quarters delivery, short arm stroke. Gets his fingers on the side of the ball a little bit, creates some arm side run away from Riley Green, and that one exploded up and away from him.
First pitch to Colt Keith. He drives one in the air to center field, but Cedric Mullins tracking and catching for the 2nd out. So 2 down, and it rests on Dylan Dingler to keep the game alive.
Good swing, short, compact swing off the bat of Colt Keith. Just unlucky there. Pounded that ball into center field. Cedric Mullins said, you got to hit it somewhere else. He's been all over the place out there today.
He's made some fine plays in center field for the Mets. That was a troubled spot for them in the outfield before they acquired him. And so now Dylan Dingler, 2 hits today. Will bat with the bases empty, and Dingler takes a strike. Now you look back at the ball that Torque hit in the 8th inning. The wind wasn't blowing in. That was a homer. Riley Green by a foot would have been a home run. There's a called strike, 0-2.
Yeah, just one of those days.
Both teams multiple leads in this game, but the Mets have the advantage by 2 here in the 9th, and it's 0-2 on Dingler. Diaz coming set, and he deals 0-2. Dingler got a piece, fouled it away, and will do it again at no balls and 2 strikes. To end the ball game. Tigers fall today. 10-8 the final. We'll step aside. Post-game coming up next right here on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meijer.
At Comerica Bank, we're creating opportunity for small businesses to make it big. Big like hearing your small business featured in a radio ad for free or getting free sports tickets to entertain a client. Comerica Bank brings big perks like these and more to every small business customer. To learn how opportunity happens here, visit comerica.com/prosper. Member FDIC Equal Opportunity Lender. Offers available to Comerica small business customers only. Terms apply.
We know what you love. You love baseball. You love the Detroit Tigers. You love spending a day at Comerica Park. We also know what you don't love.